Yeah, everybody
like
commend Anthony for pulling off his first place tonight.
I feel like I have to exit out for 10 minutes just so we don't mess with the feng shui and die.
It does seem more likely that we'll live if you stop upsetting the natural order of things.
So back in 10, guys?
Anthony's the guy who sleeps in the locker room just so he can be dressed and ready to go and still somehow show up late.
Oh, 100%. You know how many times I'm going to go to sleep in what I want to wear in the mornings, and I'm still late to like events in the morning. It's ridiculous.
All right.
Well, welcome to the shit show, everybody.
Hello. Howdy there.
Hello, oh merciful DM.
Let's see if Anthony rolls well tonight. I mean, he had the bad rolls the first time, then he gave them to Kai. Kept all the good ones for himself.
I mean, technically, my bad rolls continued. This just happened on Kai's character.
I do think it's funny that you've consistently rolled rocks in like really crucial times across our entire main campaign, and then your luck flips on the side campaign.
Well, it does help that my bonuses aren't absurd like they are with Logers.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think one of the benefits why people do more rolling than point buys, just to stop those insane rules, like the perfect speaker or the perfect, like, nah, you're flawed in every way. You want to get better? Get better.
And we are certainly flawed.
All right. So last session began with combat at Tessarian Curiosities, where Kai got the ever-living shit kicked out of him. I don't know, Alec, if you went and listened to it. It just did not go well for you at all.
Yeah, I didn't really listen, but the next morning, or no, it was like that night. I think I like was able to check in on the chat like at 11, and I just like was scrolling through. I just saw all the oh no's and well, Kai's almost dead, and then do you have second wind? And I was like, oh shit, he's gonna die.
But after combat, managing to kill 3 and capture 2 to interrogate, they found out that, yes, they were sent there in order to try and find a cure. It turns out that Nolara is also ill with this strange disease. It seems to be further along, or from what they said, seems to be further along or right around her sister's condition. After which, they ransacked and were able to find 3 healing potions, unmentioned. Just standard healing. Heward's handy spice pouch, a shield of expression, a pole of collapsing, a wand of scowls, and a staff of adornment. After which, they took the 2 captured bandits and, dragging them by their legs, turned them into the city guard before heading off to Old Hopper's Cavern. Approaching which, found the mouth to the cavern, dark, what appears to be a small chimney stack with smoke coming out of it, and no guards in sight. And that is where we ended this session, so that is where we will pick up. So you approach the cavern, and as I said, it's fairly out in the open. It's easy to tell it's there. But for all purposes, it looks completely dark and abandoned, minus some smoke coming out of what appears to be a chimney stack.
So you said it's basically like a hole, like a cave, right?
Yes. From the outside, it looks like it could be any cave, but having it been called a cavern, you assume there's tunnels inside.
Yeah. So how do y'all want to play this? Should we just walk in, or maybe try to get something to come out to us?
Well, I think that kind of depends. Did last sesh? I think it was Winston that cast a spell that gave me like some temp hit points. Was that like for the combat or for the day, or how did that work?
That was basically for the combat. So if you were like within 30 feet of my totem that I put down, you would get uh, 7 temp HP.
So that's no longer a thing.
No, it's gone.
Okay.
Oh,
In that
damn.
case, Slim is very, very hurt and needs to take time to get his breath before we venture into this cave.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I'm in the same boat. you look, and he's got like a huge gash.
Well, I mean, I do have some unique ability. I could maybe perhaps shapeshift or do something to kind of check out the area.
And we could always take a short rest or use some of these. And Dogram holds up the 3 healing potions that we found.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a short rest. You got it's a little different than the fighting pits. Real out here.
A bit of meditation would do me well. Chance to restore my chakras and ki would make me much more effective if we happen upon another combat.
I do agree. I think a short rest would be probably the best.
All right, so you take
a short rest with this guy. And he kind of pats you on the shoulder.
Hey, what?
I said every rest's a short rest with this guy.
Can I like grab his hand and just like not aggressively, but just to like look and see how many fingers he has?
Sure, he pats your head, so it's right there for the grabbing. If you want, give me contesting acrobatic checks.
Oh, Balgrim would just let it happen. I don't think he fears Winston to the degree that he would fight it.
And that's your fatal mistake, my friend. I cast. No, I'm kidding.
Fireball.
Finger of death.
All right. So no acrobatics. I'll just I'll look at his hand.
He's not contesting it, so he lets you just do it.
Why are y'all constantly beating around the bush? How many fingers does that man have? God damn it!
To be honest, I'm not really sure what he's doing with my fingers, but it's pretty cute. That being said, we should probably rest before somebody happens along here.
How many fingers do orcs have? 5?
I think they're 5-fingered, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, there's nothing saying any less.
Okay, then I'll take note of it and I'll hand him his hand back.
I thought you were about to say, well, I'm going to take one of his fingers.
I pull out my knife.
Perfect.
Short rest it is.
All right. So take a short rest. Roll any hit dice you want.
Is that also plus your con score?
Believe so.
Yeah, it's whatever your hit die plus your con modifier.
I rolled one and got back to full. We have 3 healing potions. Who would like to hang on to some of them between all of us?
I'm back to full as well, but I did use all my hit dice.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking one of those potions. I'm kind of like to be a little bit more up in the action, so it might be a little helpful to keep me standing on my feet.
I was gonna say we could take one for me and my brother, one for you and Winston, and give one to Slim over here.
Well, for what it's worth, I've got a healer's kit, so I can stabilize people. And, well, Torm gives me a little bit of healing power myself, and he kind of like pats the symbol on his chest plate. So, how about you lot take these? I'll rely on Torm, and I'll just give them up to whoever wants them.
And I mean, Slim will take one, and he's kind of like sitting like in a meditative, like position, kind of as this conversation's going on. But he will mention, as long as I have chi, I do not require these healing potions, but perhaps one of you will. So I will take it.
All right, so we're going Slim, Kai, and Winston.
Yeah. Kai has had this entire conversation spread eagle, like laying flat on the ground, just holds his hand out and waits for the potion to be dropped into his hand.
Did you
I'll
say
bring a
spread
potion.
eagle?
Calm down.
I'll bring a potion to him, but I'll count his fingers as well.
Out of character, Will, can you remind me what Winston's obsession with fingers is? I remember something happening last session, but I cannot remember the details of it.
So basically, I forgot that halflings only have 4 digits, including their thumb. So when like I said, it was when we were talking about how many members were in the group, and I said the lady, like whoever we were talking to at home base, said like there was only 5. Oh, like it was as many members as it was on your hand, and I forgot that I only had 4 fingers, and that threw me off. And Anthony called me out on it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Halflings only have 4 fingers?
Renwick
know,
was not aware
I
of
just
that for the
figured it out.
last year.
Hmm.
Well,
now you got 5.
And a thumb, right? So.
Yeah, like 3 fingers and a thumb.
3 and a thumb. Yeah, man. Don't take that shit for granted.
Well, yeah, Kai has all of his fingers, all 4 fingers and the thumb. So,
I just
We'll have
thought
to
that was
remember
Will's
that.
thing.
or as far as you know, because he is wearing, like leather, like gauntleted gloves. So
I
one
just
of them
thought
might be his
Will
finger.
like to make his characters with like little kinks and fetishes, since like Terry likes to take peg legs and shit. Thought that was just Will's thing.
Hey, I have a certain taste.
We'll just have to remember that for Renwick when we get back to the main campaign. When he goes to give you the middle finger, say which one.
Technically halflings don't.
He just gives you his middle tentacle.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Well, short rest. Potions are handed out. Correct me if I'm wrong, boys, but just to clarify the items we found last week, the spice pouch went to Cal. The buckler shield of expression went to Kai. Wand of scowls went to me. Staff of adornment went to Winston. Pole of collapsing went to Slim. And the 3 healing potions are Slim, Kai, and Winston. And I think that's all the loot aside from like the random gear we stole or looted off the elves. So we have 3 scimitars of human make, 2 of goblin make, and 2 human made light crossbows just chilling in the loot pouch. So I think that clarifies everything from last week. Aside from, we have a dagger of Gangesh. Who's hanging on to that thing right now? That's the one that we don't touch directly.
I
had
believe
just,
it was.
I just had him
Tim's
drop it in the
bag.
bag, but I don't know where it went from there. But at one point, it was in the backpack, but I didn't touch it. I let her like drop it in.
Okay.
Cal pulled it out, stabbed the bandit to see if he got sick, and then I think it went back in.
Yeah, I stabbed the bandit with it, and then I put it back into the bag.
Okay, gotcha.
Did you
Am
turn
I-
sick and blue and freeze to death and have some weird situation?
Did
I don't know.
we?
Look at me.
Did anybody get a bag of holding? Or do we have a designated backpacker at the moment?
I don't think we have a bag of holding. I think we're always kind of carrying our own things right now.
All right, so you've got the dagger then if you used it last. Just for
No,
clarification.
Slim's got it. I put it
Or, sorry,
back
Slim.
in his backpack. Yeah, Slim's got it.
Slim's got it. Word.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely in my satchel.
All right, thank you guys for that. I just wanted to make sure that I had our shit straight moving forward.
Yeah. Also, Kai, I know we kind of rushed over, but I gave you that shield because I know you're a fighter. In case you wanted to use it or not, the shield of expression. If you want to look it up, but you have that right now.
All right, sweet.
It is a buckler shield, so it is only a +1, not a +2.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't let me edit the AC, so I might just like go into homebrew and just make it real quick to be a +1. I'll do that later though. All right.
So you all finish your long rest. Nothing coming from the cave. Nobody coming in.
Wait, short rest or
Leaving.
long rest?
Short rest.
Okay.
You all pass out.
Okay, so what's the plan from here? Now that we're a little less fucked up. I mean, there's no guards. They don't have anyone protecting this place. Like, it's just see smoke coming from inside. And there's obviously people home.
Well, if smoke's is the smoke coming from like a ventilation, or are
Yeah,
we seeing it come out of the mouth of the cave?
No, when you look at the top, you see a small, what would look like a, you'd consider it a chimney, but it's more of like what you would see out the tip of a smoker.
Gotcha.
You know, I'd say about 4-inch diameter.
If I might suggest, we could always cover up ventilation at the top, smoke them out.
I mean, do we have any reason to believe these people would be hostile towards us?
Yeah,
I mean, it
we
seems
could-
like the elves and us were on the same mission.
The elves that we just killed some of and then imprisoned others. If they didn't have a reason to not like us, they sure do now.
Well, they
Yeah, but they don't.
Yeah,
Exactly. My brother, he's got a point. They don't know they're dead. I mean, we just said we came across them and came here for looking for answers too.
Plus, didn't her sister tell us that she was out up here anyway?
Yeah, and plus we made contact with her sister. We can always name drop, and we also have the dagger that her sister had. I don't think there's any reason to assume she'd be hostile.
I will follow your lead. He just kind of bows.
Well, if we don't think they're going to be hostile, then we go as emissaries of peace. And he'll just make sure he's got like his shield and his axe on his back, and he kind of slumps down a little bit so he looks less menacing.
What you think, brother? You want to take point on this? Me and you go up, maybe try to smooth talk a little bit.
Uh, yeah, sure. I feel a little bit better now after that rest. I'll take point.
I also made some tea. And from that spice pack I got, I want to just put some cinnamon in some warm water or some water if I have some. I don't even know if I have water. Actually, let me get back to you on that. I don't think I have a water skin.
Just cinnamon and some room temperature water.
I wanted to try my hand at tea. It's actually just cold water. We're out here in the winter.
All right. Well, you keep working on that tea, and yeah, I'll take point, and we'll just see what happens. Maybe keep on guard a little bit, just in case they are hostile and trying to kill me again.
Wait,
When at the
wait. What about the halfling? I kind of point to Winston. He said something about doing some recon. I mean, what a look inside wouldn't hurt first, right?
Well, that's not a bad idea. Can you I don't know, I've heard of druids being able to shapeshift and stuff. Can you turn into anything?
I can turn into a couple things. Yes, that is the nature of my craft. No pun intended.
Well, would you like to, I don't know, maybe turn into something small and see if you can sneak in there and take a look around? Just not walking in blind?
Go do a bit of eavesdropping. Make sure we're in good company, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more than happy to contribute to the group. And
If you're in a pickle, scream loudly. Balgrim hears very well.
can you hear spiders screaming?
I don't know.
For what it's worth, if they smash you, don't you revert back to this form. Then you can definitely scream.
You'll hear that.
Winston, I just shared with you the list of animals based upon a druid level 2 that you'd be able to turn into.
Thank you so much. I've been doing research on this shit, and it's kind of all across the board.
There's actually an app you can download that I use for Logos. That kind of breaks it down by level for you, and even when you click it, it gives you their abilities and stuff. It's really useful.
Well, the thing is I went to find that so I could share it to him like I did for you, and it's no longer available in the Play Store.
Oh. Well, what's going to be the less obvious choice?
That's
Fire
unfortunate. I just went to try it right now, and it says that I can no longer use it because it's not available. I didn't even know that.
But I still have it, so I can adjust it and send screenshots.
Well, I mean, a bug, it's got to be a wintry bug. I don't know if a fire beetle might stick out here in the frozen tundra that we're in.
The biggest thing is I would just want to turn into something that has some form of dark vision. And I don't know if a deer would have that, or I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to turn into a deer because I don't want them to be like, fucking hunt this thing.
Yeah,
Badger.
I certainly wouldn't turn yourself into food and then walk into a wolf's den.
A badger has dark vision. I will say a cat has dark vision. I think they corrected it with the newest edition, which the fact a cat doesn't is already stupid as hell. So badger, cats, giant fire beetles have blind sight. Scorpions do as well. Spiders have dark vision. And though that's it for the big, or rats have dark vision as well.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the badger. That's the one I was looking at first, anyways. So, yeah, I'll go you'll see Winston kind of be like, "All right, here we go," and kind of starting to anamorph style, turning into a badger. Not much, if any, not even bigger than his own form currently. He just kind of just turns into a little badger and just starts kind of sauntering up towards the cave mouth there, using his keen smell.
I muted. No, okay. All right. So as you come into this cave, you see that there is no lights anywhere inside. As you approach, you hear the slow dripping of water sound where it falls from stalactites down into a murky pool that fills the rough tunnel ahead. Every few moments, a loud croaking sound emits from somewhere in the darkness beyond. So, give me a perception check using your perception score. And since you have dark vision, it's just a flat roll. And then give me a one with advantage. So your first roll will be your what you see, and then give me a second one for advantage to see if you can smell beyond that.
Okay, perception, wisdom for a badger. I cannot imagine being a +1.
Yep.
Damn, dude. Wise ass badger. Okay, so first one is just a straight up perception roll.
Yep.
Did I do that wrong?
You sent that to me in a direct message.
My apologies. Let's make that public.
Love triangles. Oh, sorry.
Okay, 15.
All right, and then do one more just to see if you get a higher score and your smell maybe picks up something else.
Drat.
All right,
Not
so
much.
as you come in, you notice that the walkway goes straight into a watery, murky pool. With the dark vision, you are able to see that it looks to be about 25 feet from one end to the other at its shortest point. There's kind of moistened, slippery walls around the edges. And along an edge on the other side, you see appears to be a 25, 26-foot beam leaning against the wall. With your wisdom score, you could deduce that they probably use that as their way of getting across. It's currently pulled up, so there's not an obvious way across the pool. And with your scent, you're able to pick up the smell of elves and dwarves, as well as what you would guess is a froggish smell.
All right.
And you're and now that you're in there, you're able to pick up better, and it's a little deeper. So, having known animals the way you do, you get the idea that these aren't going to be the small tree frogs that you use for bass hunting or bass fishing.
So some big frog.
Bigger than what you're used to running across just trouncing by a pond.
Okay, so just so I get it correctly, so there's a like you said it was like uh, a body of water in there, like a stream that was like 20 foot, 25 foot wide.
It's a murky pool, so
Okay, in the
there's just
beam.
no walkway around it. The way you are able to assume, because you have such a high wisdom score, is that they put this beam across, walk back and forth, and pull it up as a safety measure.
Gotcha, and it's currently pulled up now.
Correct, on the other side, so not on your side.
All right. I smell elves, dwarves, and frogs, big frogs, and okay. Yeah, so I'm Winston will just try to like kind of act like not, yeah, I guess normal as a badger would, just kind of maybe rear up on its hind legs and just kind of sniff around in the air, just kind of look around, maybe paw and scratch at a rock. Um, and I'm going to, I guess, am I right at the cave mouth right now? Like, can the group still see me?
I'm picturing you about 10 feet from the pool edge. Do you want to get closer to get a better idea, or
Um,
are you happy just staying there?
I'm going to. Can I guess I'm going to walk or kind of saunter my way back to like the mouth of the cave and just kind of, if I can, almost like give my party the like move my head like let's advance a little bit. I don't know if they can perceive that as like slowly move up.
Me give me a performance check, and everybody else give me an insight check.
Yes, I was hoping you did.
13. I was already rolling it. I figured you were going to ask.
And thankfully for me, Badgers have -3 charisma.
That's actually an 18 insight for me.
I got a 14 insight.
19 for Slim.
Is that our badger? Is that the same badger? What's wrong
So
with that
anything
badger?
over a 10 from Winston, and you guys are able to pick up.
You
He's either having a seizure or he wants us to follow him.
yeah, I think he's trying to point. If I were to guess.
Oh no!
Because they're able to read you, let's go with advantage.
Oh god. Okay, one more time. Okay. There.
Okay, so yeah, it's not the prettiest thing. At first, you go out and you just think, "Come on!" and you go to wave up your arm, completely forgetting at the moment you're a honey badger, and so you end up just flopping over onto your back and squirming around until you're able to right yourself, and then wait, I'm a badger. Think badger, and instead you kind of use your head and give them the little tilt over the shoulder, turn around, start walking, and then turn around and keep motioning. And Slim picks it up just right away. Just, oh, yes, this is what we're doing. And the others are able to understand as well.
Perfect. So as I kind of like beckon them forth, I'm going to just kind of make my way towards the pool, slowly, just kind of in the manner a badger would, and just kind of sniff the pool there.
I'll follow him to the pool and, kind of gaze into it, if I may. Is there anything remarkable about this murky water?
I'm getting a couple people cutting out. I don't know if it's my headphones.
It might be the headphones. They sounded good on my end.
Yeah, they're clear on my end.
Yeah, let me log out on my phone real quick, and then I'll jump back in.
So I heard that you saw gays in the pool or something like that. What happened?
That's exactly what I was going for, you know, a party in the murky pool.
Call immediately jumps in. Hey boys.
Slim sets off some like glitter cannons. It's gonna be glorious.
Algorithm has breakaway armor, so it just pops off, and he's wearing a banana hammock.
Born This Way by Lady Gaga is playing.
Winston rears his tail up like a scorpion, like a badger in badger form, and just hisses.
Does that mean he's ready to party or what?
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
think that was a good hiss.
I'm pretty sure by rearing up he showed us his nipples. He's in.
He's ready for mating.
You missed a lot in the short time you were gone, Chris.
Yeah, that escalated quickly.
Took a while. No, yeah, that was crazy. That shit was
Took quite a turn.
Well, it's going to be an interesting way to meet the elves and the dwarves in this cave.
a bunch
It's not
of
canon, is it?
A bunch of bear dwarves and twink elves gays in the pool. Fucking great.
Let's hope this lasts. I think my headphones are starting to go to hell. Winston, what did you say you did when you got back in?
So as the group was heading, like as I gave them the motion to come in, I just wanted to make my way towards the water, and I think Slim also made his way as well. I just wanted to sniff the water and just kind of check it out to see if there's anything weird about it.
Yeah, I wanted to follow him, and I'm not going to sniff the water, but I would like to gaze into its murky depths and see if there's anything remarkable about it. Is it just muddy water, or is it more?
All right, so you definitely see it's just a murky water. And as you approach, and you get down, and you start sniffing to see if you could get a good smell in. Let's see. It does a 11 hit a honey badger or a badger?
Oh, I'm
Yes, it
pretty
does.
sure it does.
So you go up and you start sniffing the water, trying to get an idea. When all of a sudden, from the pool, a tongue shoots out and grabs you. It does. What is that? 4 plus 1. 5 points of piercing damage, which is going to be more than any of your hit points. I'll say you had max hit points in that shape, so you lose none as you revert back into being a halfling. But you are currently considered grappled and restrained.
In the dark.
Can we?
So you're now in full dark as this just tongue came out, grappled you. Let's see if the attack hits, and all of a sudden, after you change, you are just pulled off the shore down into the water and are swallowed by a frog. Roll initiative.
Oh, great!
I
much prefer the.
I didn't even get to say I fucked up, guys, before the frog pulled me down.
I much prefer our version.
You can do all that in one fucking turn?
Jeez, I rolled dog shit on initiative.
Anthony, can you say the ABCs for me? Just for a couple letters.
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Did I passed? I don't know what's
See,
happening.
Anthony, I hear come through. I hear Anthony come through just fine, but for some reason, when Will is talking, it just starts to cut in and out.
What about me? Am I? How am I coming in?
Loud and clear from Slim.
Oh, because yeah, I mean, Will came in loud and clear for me.
Yeah,
testing. Good over here.
Can you hear me all right now? Yeah.
Sentence came through just fine.
Still can't hear shit from Will.
Oh shit! Initiative. Let's roll.
All right.
Fuck this roll.
I got the fucking giggly wigglies today, dog.
Let's see. Winston got 20. Kai got 6. Off to a great start there, Kai.
Oh, Kai, that's just your modifier, right?
No, I wish. Guys feel a little hesitant after yesterday or earlier on today's ass whooping.
And Balgrim got a 4. How the hell you do that? And Slim got 9. I have an initiative tracker I'm adding everybody into. It's a lot easier to. All right, so currently Winston is swallowed, so he will not be on the map. Slim was down there with him. We'll put him right there. Where were the other 3 of you?
I was gonna say, sorry, I was gonna say that Kai was gonna be like kind of slinking along in the shadows just in case something happened. So he was slowly moving his way down. So he probably would have been like maybe halfway down towards the chamber by the time this all happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have stuck pretty close if 2 of the party members were already ahead of me. I think I probably, would have been within eyesight of them, no more than like 30, 40 feet.
Paul probably would have been sticking close to where his brother was at.
All right. Going to share a pic. So obviously you all know where this frog is because you just watched your partner get ate. And first up to act is Winston. Winston, you were a honey badger when you decided to come up and give a little sniff, trying to be helpful. All of a sudden, you get a stab as you are punctured by a tongue, knocking you out of your honey badger. So you then go into straight darkness as you then feel yourself get yanked and slowly swallowed into this all of a sudden wet, slimy cave. What would you like to do?
Oh man. So I am just in complete darkness, swallowed.
Yes.
Mm. So, and I'm also like restrained as well, or grappled.
Let's see. Yes, you are considered blinded and restrained. So you can attack, but it is at disadvantage.
Mm.
Otherwise, if you do damage to it, it can roll to see if it fits up based upon the amount of damage it's taken.
Okay. Fuck. So would I be able to cast Thorn Whip in this state? I don't know. Like verbal somatic. No, probably
Let me,
not.
let me get a
That's
low percent. I also have a spellbook app, so I'm looking up Thorn Whip. Well, I mean, it's a melee spell attack, so yes, you could. It just, again, it's at disadvantage against the frog's AC.
okay. Yeah, I guess maybe I guess before I do that, maybe if could I use my um so I have an ability called Speech of the Woods, which is basically you speak, read, and write Sylvan, and beasts can understand your speech, and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. Y- oh, I guess it says no action on it underneath it. I was going to say if that was an action or not, but I guess could I as like a free action just kind of say like, beasts, we don't mean you harm. We're just checking out the area, please. Um, and uh, as I begin to thorn whip it, no, oh fuck, um, shit, I did not think that through. You know what? No, I'm not even gonna speak. I'm just gonna go ahead and thorn whip with disadvantage.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Shit. Okay. Sorry. With disadvantage. 11.
That is a magic number.
Oh shit. Okay. And I think that's a 1d6 piercing damage. For 6 points of piercing damage.
Let me max that one out. So you feel your side, and you are able to just extend your arm up a little and give it a little flick as a thorn whip comes out and grates the inside of this frog's stomach. And you do a good bit of damage to it. And you can feel the frog lurch, and you feel a little push, and you think, oh, I might be able to get spit out. But then the frog settles, and you are still inside.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. And I guess as just my free action with the speech of the woods, I will say, let me out, or my friends are going to destroy you. Or I'm going to rip you out or destroy you from within. And that'll, I guess, be it for me.
Give me an intimidation check, since it can understand you.
As I raise my blade to slice this thing, can I give him the help action on that?
No, because you don't even know he's talking to it.
Damn. All right, fair.
Shit, an 11.
All right, so you make a thread, and you don't know yet if you know the frog understood you. You just don't yet know
The outcome.
if it cares. All right. After your turn, we come down to the giant frog. The frog is what swallowed you. So you take. Oh, where's my D4s? Oh, fucker.
Everything.
Oh, only 2 points of acid damage.
Mm.
I rolled 2 1s on 2d4.
That was lucky. All right, I'll take it.
And the frog is going to make a tongue attack at Slim, who is still right in front of him.
Bring it on, come on.
That's only an 8, which I do believe you are higher than, even unarmored.
Correct.
So the frog whips out its tongue, and right at that same time as the tongue is coming out, the thorn whip cuts through him, which causes the tongue to veer off and just wildly miss. And Winston, you get the impression that the frog isn't acting as a normal wild creature. In that it's probably a pet, or instead of using dogs, they're using frogs being used by the bandits.
Gotcha. All right.
And that brings us down to Cal.
Okay. How far away am I from the pool's edge?
10-ish feet.
Okay, I would like to move to the edge and look down. How far down is the frog?
The frog just attacked, so his head is right at the surface.
Well, then I'm gonna fucking whack it, man.
All right, give me an attack roll.
I'm gonna smack it with my great axe. That is a 5 on the die plus 6 for 11.
11's a magic number.
Oh, 12. Got empty 12. 8. Oh man, I forgot to rage. God damn it. That's all right. 4 points of damage.
4.
For what?
How many did you say? 4 points?
12. No, 12 total.
12 points.
8 plus 4. Yeah, because I forgot to rage.
So you reach out and you just brain this frog. And it's now limp. Just the brains hanging out everywhere.
Oh, I killed it?
You killed it.
How big is the frog?
It's considered a medium creature, so
I'm going to drag it out. I'm going to put it on land.
not quite yet. Everybody give me a perception check.
Mine with disadvantage, I'm assuming.
Yours not at all. You don't throw one because you're still inside
I'm
the
in a frog.
frog.
15.
I rolled a
That's
7 total. Call's too
12.
distracted thinking of all the delicious frog legs he can make out of this giant frog.
Well, you could probably only make 4 frog legs because it only has 4 legs.
But
You
there's
don't
so
know
much
that.
seasoning.
All right, so Belgrade. Kai, what was yours?
A whopping 9.
All right, so you all just see a dead frog. And Slim, you're next in initiative.
Well, knowing said dead frog, said brained frog, has just swallowed my personal badger scout. I think I would attempt to beach this frog and fetch my halfling ally from its gulch.
All right, give me a strength check to see how far up you're able to pull him.
I can't help him, right? Because we're still in the initiative, technically.
Correct.
Slim is not very strong. Very scrawny Ethiopian type of a man. Tries to lift this frog out of the water.
So you reach down after you watch Cal just bash this frog. You quickly reach down and you're able to grab on, but you don't take the time to really get a good grip, and the watery skin just pulls off your hands. So that's your action.
Okay, I'm going to. Let's see here. I got a decent bit of movement. I think I'm just gonna. I don't even really know what to do from this point with him still in the water. I guess I will fumble through my pack. I've got a bit of chain. I'll pull that out, and I guess probably not this turn, but prepare to use it. As I just kind of, I think I'll just step to the side. I'll take like a 5-foot step or so to try to get out of the way if any of my other allies have something they would rather do. But yeah,
5 feet backwards.
say that again.
5 feet backwards.
Along the water, not necessarily away from it, just alongside the water, maybe up against the wall.
Okay. Looking at the map, do you want to go to the right? I guess if the entrance is north, do you want to go east to the right or west to the left?
Let's see. Looking at the map. Let's do left, west to the left.
All right. And then next up is Kai.
All right, Kyle. He's gonna run up. She's like, "Oh my god, how can I help it? It's dead. Oh, okay, that was fast. Um, is he still in the? Okay, he's still in there.
He's still on
And he's gonna try and uh, I think he's gonna take a turn trying to pull this frog out onto the shoreline to see if he can get the little guy out.
All right, give me a strength check.
All right. Hold on, little buddy, we're coming for you. That's a 12.
All right, so you see Slim just grab on and not really be able to pull him, but you reach down and you dig your fingers really into it and are able to pull it up onto the surface.
All right, yeah, so yeah, I don't think I can do much with a bonus action. Actually, no, I'm not going to burn a person charge to get him out. Sorry, Will.
Burn it, come on.
Hey, what the fuck?
So he's just kind of, so I guess kind of like, I don't know if you would allow this for a free action, but just kind of like tilt the mouth open a little bit and just in halfling, he'll say into the mouth, "Don't worry, little friend, we're coming for you." And then I
Yeah,
guess that's my turn.
that's easy enough to do. It's not like it takes much energy to open up a dead frog's mouth. All right. That brings us down to Balgrim.
And we don't currently see anything else.
Nope.
All right, so meta then he would move forward. How far am I from the frog? I guess if Winston's still in it, his first instinct is to pull him out.
I placed you guys at just 10 feet back, so.
Okay, yeah. He'll use movement to get down there and kind of nod at Kai as he opens the mouth, and Balgrim just shoves a huge arm down the throat, grabs Winston, and tries to pull him out.
All right, give me a strength check.
Flat strength or athletics?
We could do athletics.
Heard. That is a 12.
That's plenty. Because, I mean, nothing's resisting. So you're able to grab down and you feel a tongue and you slap it to the side and you grab onto what you assume is a leg and you pull out a little halfling that's now laying down on the ground. Still in darkness, has no idea what the hell's going on. Just felt something grab his leg after getting swallowed and just ripped backwards.
Can I remember if that was the 5 fingers that I felt before?
Give me a history check.
I mean, I do probably have the largest hand in the group by a large margin, so you could probably tell it was me. He probably grabs like your entire calf with his meaty paw.
Nah. I was just looking at the digits, not the size.
I feel like if I'm close enough to the water and you'll allow it, Chris, since I'm spending my movement and my action, when I pull him out of the frog, I think I would have held him up by my face and just be like, "Don't worry, little man, you're safe now," and then just dunk him in the water a couple times and lay him out. But that's, I think, my turn, and there's not much else I can do if I don't think there's a threat. So
You pull him out, and only because you talk to him, he's able to recognize your voice. But Winston is still in complete darkness at this point.
Guys, there's a frog.
Frog, guys, frog. All right. After that, Slim, as you move to the side by the wall, and you watch as Balgrim comes up and grabs Winston out and he's holding him up, and you start to feel relaxed. All of a sudden, you feel a sharp pain on your right side as another tongue whips out and basically rakes across your body. And that's for 3 points of piercing damage as you now realize there is another frog in the water.
Damn, I just healed. Alright.
Let me update the. Where the fuck Winston go?
Here.
There he is.
Oh, shit. I'll fix that later.
All right, so updated battle map. And brings us to the top of the order with Winston. You are currently being held by your leg right next to Balgrim's, I'm going to say probably stinking breath, because it has been a full day without brushing teeth. And you hear a yelp from Slim, as it sounds like he just took a little bit of pain, but you still can't really see what's going on.
Oh shit. So it was okay, Slim that was grabbed. So I think. Oh no. Sorry, it was Kai, right?
Or sorry, Slim, give me a dexterity or an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Sorry, you got hit, so you're automatically grappled and restrained. You're just medium, so you can't be swallowed, and you can escape on your turn.
Oh, if it struck me versus if it wrapped me up, I would definitely holler out to my party just to make sure that they're aware that there is another enemy on the battlefield. Boys, little help here, huh?
Well, it hits and wraps you up at the same time. They just have little piercing barbs on their tongue, and that's what causes the piercing damage.
Okay, makes sense.
So I know that we gauge that, or that I gauge that it's probably that it's basically a protector or these frogs are part of the dwarves and elves and whatnot. Would it still be all right if I could just hear the frog like come up, like maybe cast animal friendship to see if I can deter it?
Okay, so you want to cast animal friendship?
Yeah, I like if I mean I know they're an enemy, like that they are with the dwarves and elves, or I'm assuming that they are. But to see if I can maybe try to convince it that I'm not, that we mean it no harm. I can't see it, but if I could just speak to it.
Well, the wording is a creature you can see, and it must.
Oh shit! It's as I can see. Oh, I'm a ding dong. Yep. Okay, you're right. Shit. I thought I was just here. Nope.
Give me a perception check at disadvantage, and if you're able to get, let's say, a 13, you're able to kind of make out the shapes. I mean, you can't see it perfectly, but enough to cast the spell.
$16? Disadvantage?
Disadvantage. So yeah, you squint hard after you see, and you kind of make out the body is slim, and you see something long coming from him, and you're thinking, I don't think that's his new pole, and you're able to get a vision of the frog.
So I will
You could cast it.
all right, thank you. Merciful DM. I will yes, I will cast Animal Friendship, and I will just kind of say to it, please beast, stand down. We don't really wish to hurt you. We are purely here on business that doesn't pertain to you. We don't want you to end up like your friend here. And I point to the frog, which is I can't see, so I'm probably
All right. So that's a wisdom save. And it fails.
I think it has to be to 13.
Yeah, it rolled a 2 and it's flat. So currently, this frog is charmed by you. What impact that has, you'll have to wait and see, but it did work.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and I guess maybe I'll speak to no, I'll just be like Balgrim, if you could maybe rest me on the ground. And I'll yeah, that'll probably be it. I don't think I can really take much movement without running into the water.
Yeah, I mean, you're still lifted. I'd say if Balgrim wants to, he can drop you, and then you can get up from prone and use half your movement.
I think I said on my turn, like I would have pulled him out and like dunked him in the water and then laid him out on the ground. So I wasn't still holding him at the end of my turn.
But
You
you're
laid
actually
me prone?
pulled him out and you held him up. So within
It's a free action to drop, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I said you could just drop, just not the dunk.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, you're still covered in slime, but I would have set you on the ground then.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just sit on the ground and maybe just try to wipe my face off. But that'll be it for me.
All right, and that'll bring us down to Cal. Just think of what you want to do since your buddy's trying to go non-physical, and I got to go lay the boys down.
Is that a euphemism? Oh, with the jokes today. Excuse me, guys. I gotta go lay the boys down real quick.
You're like on fire. What the fuck's going on, dude?
Jesus.
I'm totally gonna try to fucking just pull this frog out of the water, this dead frog, so we can eat it.
You got all those spices and herbs and shit now.
I
What are
know,
we
dude.
gonna
I try to make tea and don't have water skin.
What are we gonna do with the live frog still attached to Slim?
Well, I think he's gonna be friends now.
I can fix him, Kai.
It's a very tight corridor anyway. Maybe he can give us rides across.
Do you think that a pool like this, if the frogs are in it, would the water be tainted of sort? Do you think it'd be okay if we boil it to make tea?
I'm pretty sure it's probably filled with frog shit.
Yeah, I'd probably recommend using a different source. I mean, you can boil it, but it just sanitizes it. The shit's still in there.
There's a 50-50 chance our halfling friend pissed himself on the way into that thing's maw. So
Yeah, usually boiling takes care of all that. Unless there's like giant chunks of frog shit in there, then that's different.
I think I'm gonna have to pass on the halfling pea frog turd tea. Sounds terrible.
Wait till you get a whiff of it, though. You'll change your mind.
So we'll see.
Doubtful. This pool was a lot more fun when it was filled with gays instead of lethal frogs.
Dude, I was thinking the same. I much prefer the gays in the pool than the giant frog.
Yeah, how are we gonna get across this shit?
Well, we just have to drop the beam. I think if we could snag the beam with like an arrow and some rope and pull it down, Balgrim and Cal could probably catch it so it's not super loud.
I do have a longbow.
Well, also, with animal friendship, theoretically, couldn't you just ask the frog to like lasso the beam and pull it down for us? That thing's probably big enough to...
I don't know if animal friendship means that it obeys you. It just means it sees you as a friend, not like
Well,
dominate
charmed.
animal.
The effect it applies is charmed. So charmed won't attack, and advantage on any ability check to socially interact with the creature. So it'd be a persuasion check, but he'd have advantage.
Yeah, you could try to persuade it, but I don't think it'd just do what he wants.
With my -1.
I mean, animal handling technically could be argued there.
That's a fair point.
I mean, we're pretty tight on coin in this world also. I mean, a frog skin handbag's gotta be worth a couple of silver. Worst case scenario, you know?
Good point.
We could turn it into
Or-
a suit.
Frog skin suits. They're looking fly as shit, boy. All seriousness, I think we could leave the bodies in the water and maybe use them to jump across. I'm pretty sure we could just swim across. I mean, really.
Oh no, are there more frogs than just these two?
I mean, we're still in initiative, so we're not metagaming, no, but I mean, come on.
I didn't think about it. Are there more frogs than these two? These are the only frogs, right? You got you tiny halfling. You have to ask your friend if he has any more friends in this pool.
These are
I'll
the
try to
babies to
communicate.
the. These are the babies to the frog hemoth that comes up next.
Yeah, I like the thought of the frog opening the way for us. Maybe that's how it's done, you know? Like, or maybe the frog has some intel, like, is there a fucking switch or a button or a command word or something?
Well, Chris said there's a beam that's just long enough to stretch across the water on the other side that they use to get in and out. So, like, we know there's the beam. We just have to get the beam to us or swim across and put the beam in place for our exit.
Right, with the elves we killed and or captured, we're gonna be coming back, right? So how would they do it? There's got to be like, is there like a secret passphrase or a switch or like what? How? There's got to be something we missed, right?
Well, I don't imagine they probably call out some sort of signal, get them to
I
put the
guess you gotta
beam down.
imagine. I just gotta imagine that this fight's probably not quiet.
Yeah.
I know the passphrase.
Winston
What's the
saves the day once again. What is it?
It's wub.
Slim stabs Winston.
I thought he's. I was expecting a Kermit the Frog impression or something right there.
It's a wub. Oh, Jesus Christ! When we first went in there and he said beam, like I thought he said being, like a 20-foot tall being. I was like, what the fuck is in here?
Dude, same. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, fuck, a 20-footer? That's bigger than an ogre? That's bigger than a troll? Are we about to fight a giant right now? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was thinking.
20-foot tall gays in the water.
Hey, fucking mood.
Oh shit!
How long's this beam, dude?
Probably like 20, 25 feet.
Fucking longer than me.
If only we had something useful, you know, like a giant fire beetle right now.
The least obvious choice. Oh man.
Oh, dude, I got the giggles today.
Like a snow beetle.
Don't frogs just eat beetles?
Giant ones?
You would have been even more fucked.
They're giant
Yeah,
frogs.
but-
Of course they eat giant beetles.
Well, I mean, Will, you got to think a beetle is small, so a giant beetle's still pretty fucking small.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not the size of like a Volkswagen or anything.
A giant beetle
Oh,
could be
man.
like a
That's
chihuahua.
how I saw it. I thought it was like a Volkswagen.
No, like a giant beetle can be relatively small but big to other beetles.
God damn it.
Yeah, you're probably like palm sized as a giant beetle at
I was
most.
thinking like the scarab from the Mummy size
Yeah.
beetle.
I was thinking at least like house cat size.
Thank God I turned into the badger. That worked out well.
I'm gonna hold on. Let's Google how big is a giant beetle.
Is there giant badgers?
Giant badgers and dire badgers are actually different animals in T&D, weirdly enough. But they're both big ass badgers.
But they're both there. Is what I'm aspiring to. Changing my build.
So according to the Forgotten Realms wiki, a giant fire beetle is about 2 to 2.5 feet long.
Yeah, so he totally would have fucking just eaten me.
Damn, so yeah, you would have been about the size of a house cat.
Well, let's
You would have
Google
been perfect frog food.
how long is a common house cat.
2 feet and 6 inches. No, 2.5. Totally.
I don't know why the fuck, man. I tripped out first, but for some reason I put how long is a common house cat, and it showed me how long the maximum Ethernet cable is, which is 328 feet. In case y'all wondering.
That's a big ass cat.
Just a big fucking cat.
What the fuck is it? Is a cat a type of Ethernet cable or something? Why is it giving me that?
Isn't it also like a construction vehicle brand?
Yeah, short for Caterpillar.
Ah,
Okay, so according to this, it says the average length of a full-grown domestic cat is 28 inches for males or 20 inches for females. Now we got to convert that to feet.
2 feet, 24 inches.
28 inches. I'm already Googling it to check. Yeah, 2 feet, 4 inches. Yeah, so you would have been about the size of a house cat. Pretty, what a right on the money. Damn, Chris really putting them boys down.
I had to do pills and crap.
I just pictured you like running around the house with like a blow dart gun, taking them down.
gotcha.
Well, it was easier when we first started this because they were young enough. I could say, all right, it's about 7:10. I could lay you boys down. Now that the oldest is going to be 9 in 3 months, it's like, all right, I can't put you to bed before 7:30 and not feel guilty about it. And Monica's
You
at
would go to
poker,
sleep.
so
So it's only you thick.
yep. And they like their hugs, kisses, tuckas, lullabies. So sacrifices you make. All right, Cal, you're up.
So
Buddy
I'm
just
100.
charmed this frog. Are you going to hit it?
No, I'm gonna leave that frog alone for now. See what happens. But I'm still gonna 100% try to pull this frog out of the water to try to get some of the meat.
Well, Kai already pulled it out, so it's sitting on the
Oh, he did. I missed it.
shore.
Well, that changes things. Can I get a vibe maybe on this thing? Does it still seem hostile? The other frog?
Give me an insight check.
That is a 5.
It's a frog.
I guess okay. I guess for this turn, I'm gonna hold my attack action and just
Okay.
kind of like wait to see what the frog does. Like if it makes any like hostile movements to me or any of my compadres here, I'm gonna whack it.
All right, so you're going to hold an attack action if it shows any aggression.
Yes.
All right, is that it for your turn?
That's gonna be it for me.
All right. So Winston charms this frog and says, "Hey, we don't want to hurt you. We're just trying to do stuff, but we have no quarrels." And the frog seems to give an impression that's listening. See, there's 5 of you, so let's go. Four. Balgrim, as you are standing there watching this all take place, all of a sudden you feel a sharp pain at your chest as a crossbow bolt digs into your side for 6 points of piercing damage. And as you look across, you see a dwarf bandit that just shot you with a crossbow.
What'd you roll to hit? Just out of curiosity.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I always pull up everybody's stat sheet so I can talk through everything, which is why I know who has the higher wisdom score when I'm giving suggestions on who's coming up with an idea. Except for Anthony, because he wants to hide his.
I didn't even know you didn't have mine. I'll send it over.
Well, I have what you sent me, but on D&D Beyond, everybody else's is open, so you can look at each other's sheets, which makes it easy for if somebody's not there. So that's what I pull up is everybody's on the interwebs.
So like mine's closed or something?
Yeah, when you go into the campaign, like you can view profile or view character sheet. And everybody else has the view character sheet, so I can see the spells and any way I can help and read up on what people are trying to do so that I'm on the same page. But yours, I can only view your profile. I don't know how to open or share it or make it accessible.
I'll look at it from my end because I didn't know it did that.
Yeah, I've never played with D&D Beyond because I'm cheap and only had the base book, so I paper and pencil almost everything. But Slim, you're up as you felt this pain, and it seems like your buddy is trying to calm down this frog. And all of a sudden, you see a Nord get shot with a crossbow bolt, and you notice there's a new enemy combatant across the way.
Okay. Am I still grappled by this thing's tongue?
You are grappled and restrained.
So, as a Asimar, I can cast the light cantrip as a bonus action. Does being grappled and restrained affect that somehow?
No, because it's light. It's just I figure cantrips are the easiest ones to do.
Okay, so I will, just grab a portion of this thing's tongue as it's like wrapped around me and make it emit like a bright light. And that way our druid can see. What do I see? This dwarf firing into my party. What is he, like, half cover or
No, he has no cover. You can see a tunnel leading off, and he came from another chamber. So he just came straight up and blasted a shot.
And how high above me is he?
The dwarf, he's not above you. He's a. Let me send an updated. I thought I did, but I did not. So there you go. New player on the field. He's across the water, so he's not above you. He's over towards where the beam would be.
Okay, I think after using the cantrip to light up the room and kind of show everybody what's going on, I would just make like an athletics or acrobatics check to get the hell out of the frog's tongue clutches, I guess.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check.
Alright, let's see if I have warmed Avery up enough to get a decent roll out of her.
And let's go with advantage because he did just get charmed by your.
Okay, good. I'm gonna need advantage because that first one sucked. Skadoosh. 14?
So with 14, you felt the tongue kind of loosen up a little and you're able to shimmy out. But getting out of a grapple is a action. So you have your bonus action and movement still.
No, my bonus action was the light cantrip, and so I think I'm just going to shift. No, actually, I'm not. I'm gonna stay right where I am. What's the distance between me and this dwarf?
25 feet.
But it's murky water, 25 feet.
It's across the pool. Yeah, 25 feet. So it's not just run across solid ground.
So,
You have to swim.
Okay. We have determined that the pool is in fact deep and not like ankle deep then.
You don't know. You haven't been out of there, but judging by the fact these frogs are about a medium size and were able to submerge to be hidden, you assume it's at least probably 5 feet, and it's not just a puddle, it's wading through, so it'd be at least half speed, and you don't know how deep it goes.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my movement. I got 40 feet of movement, and I am going to use it to close the gap between us and the dwarf. I'm going to go by the frog, and even if it's half movement or so, I'm going to start making my way towards this dwarf.
So you're going to go through the pool, or?
Yeah, through the pool, straight to the dwarf.
All right. Check on something. Give me a Constitution saving throw. As you go plunging into this ice cold water, and
Ooh, a 21 total.
you could feel this water is definitely chilly. It's bone chilling, but you're a monk. You're used to torturing yourself for absolutely no reason other than to toughen yourself up. So you feel your body start to tighten and the chill enter, and you focus, and your muscles able to relax. So you're in the water just fine.
All right, yeah. I'd use whatever movement I have left to get towards the dwarf, and then that's my turn.
See who's next in the lineup. So you hear yelling as two more bandits, these ones elves, also come rushing out of the corridor. And you just hear them yelling, "What's going on? Intruders on the other side!" And let's see. Bandit number 2 is going to take a perception check. Let's see if he sees Slim in the water. No, he does not. So he takes a quick shot at one of the others. And that's going to be at Cal. So he takes a shot. Ooh, natty 20. So that's
An instant kill at this level.
let's see. Almost. Yeah, that's going to be 16 points of piercing damage. As he just takes you dead to rights.
Oof.
And the next bandit is going to also take a shot. Winston, you never got up, right? You stayed down prone.
I don't think I ever said I got up from being prone. I'd imagine I just would have if I asked him to put me down. So I guess interpret it as you would.
I'll leave it to you. You can stay down, knowing that they are taking shots with crossbows, so it would put them at disadvantage to try to hit you. Or you could have stood up if you think you would have and just forgot to mention it, in which case they would just have a straight shot at you.
Oh, Jesus.
But I mean, standing up now means on your next turn you have your full movement. Otherwise, it's half your movement standing up on your next turn.
Yeah, I got to go with. I think I would have stood up if I'd asked them to put me down. So yeah, I would be probably standing.
And that's an 18 to hit. And that's for 4 points piercing damage as he takes a shot. The third bandit takes a shot at you.
Oof. All right.
There. Here. Updated picture coming in.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, is Winston within 10 feet of me? 5
Yeah.
feet of me.
I'd say so.
Okay. It's probably hand off the chess piece. I caught it too late. I have the protection fighting style, so if a creature attacks an ally that's within 5 feet of me, I can impose disadvantage on the attack roll, but I think I kind of missed the call there, so
Nope,
I'll
let's
just
take
catch
it.
next time. Oh, okay. I basically just burned my reaction, and since my turn's coming up, I might as well to impose disadvantage on that.
And that would have been a 19 with disadvantage. Or
Yeah.
So it was a higher roll, so.
Worth a shot.
Oh, definitely. All right. I just sent an updated map, and that brings us down to Kai. Kai, all of a sudden, as things started to settle, the noise from the interaction with the first frog and the second seemed to call a few of the bandits still within the cave to come join the party. Slim's currently making his way over. The frog appears to just be chilling. But you've watched your brother take one nasty ass bolt, and Winston also get hit.
Okay. Kai's gonna quickly assess the field, seeing that there are 3 people over there that have ranged weapons, and only, I think, 2 of us that have any sort of ranged attack right now. And he's gonna rush forward, kind of try and push in front of everyone that's still left on the shore, and just like hold up his hands and just shout out, "Whoa, whoa, 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 guys, hold up! I think there's been a huge misunderstanding here. We were actually sent here by a Counta Clorda. We were told by her to come talk to her sister Nelora because we're just trying to figure out what's going on with this sickness. We're not trying to hurt anyone. Let's just all put our weapons down." And he's just gonna kind of put his hands out and maybe like try and grab Call's axe and kind of like try and lower his hands a little bit. Just be like, can we just chill? And I'll use my whole action to try and just persuade them to not kill us.
All right, give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh no. Even though I mentioned this leader's sister's name.
There's a dead frog across the way,
True, is it one of their frogs?
and you're intruders. It's
Oh god. Man. I rolled a 2 and a 12. So I got a 7 instead of a 17.
right. So you say all this, and you have to wait until their next turn to find out how well it went over.
Alright, seeing that my brother just got a crossbow bolt to the chest, can I use my bonus action to just take the healing potion I grabbed and just hold it out to him? No, I know he can't like take it technically on his turn, but I'm just like holding it in front of him. I don't have any other bonus action stuff to do anyway, so
And then that brings us down to Balgrim.
Alrighty. What sort of penalties am I gonna accrue for trying to cross this water?
If you I already mentioned there is a Constitution check. I mean, it's cold ass water.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how you get over, may have an impact on how long it takes. And since it is water, it is rough terrain, so half speed.
Okay. All right. So, Cal, I assume, is within reach. I'm looking at that correctly.
Yeah, I'd say he's 7 feet away. So I mean, it's just a quick sidestep and high five.
Cool. Balgrim's gonna like reach over, put one hand on his chest, grab the arrow that sunk in, and then just rip it out. And his hand that's on his chest starts to glow. And I'm gonna hit you for 8 points with lay on hands for Cal.
Counterspell.
And I wouldn't put it past you. So yeah, I'll burn 8 points, and then with my remaining bonus action, Balgrim's then gonna take that glowing hand and slam it across his own chest. And I'm gonna use Adrenaline Rush, so I can use dash as a bonus action. So I should have theoretically, like 50 something feet of movement. And I'd like to use.
Or yeah, well, we'd say about 55-ish.
Okay. And I would like to try to get like a jump as far as I can across the water, and then I'll try to, I guess, just trudge my way through the rest. But I'm going to try to use my strength to leap off as far as I can to kind of give myself a head start.
All right. So you take a little bit back so you could get a good running jump.
Yeah, I think so. I would take a step back if I need to get I think it's 10 feet to get a running start. And I should be able to jump like up to 14 or so feet, based on the jump calculator that I looked up.
Yeah. Google. This is why I always have the internet pulled up.
Yeah, I have many tabs open. I've got 2 screens and one screen with like split tabs all over the place. So
Okay. At least 10 feet on foot. So if you back up another 5-ish, brings you down to 50, and then it's your strength score.
which is 14.
Let's go 14. 50 minus 14, 36, 18, 5, 10. It gets you all the way to the other bank.
Sick. Yeah. So he'll rip the arrow out of Cal's chest and heal him, and then slam his own chest and glow a little bit. And you see this I guess more animalistic expression wash across his face. He normally seems pretty put together. And then he just lets out this roar as he like jumps out into the water, and you just see him like almost like pulling his way through the water, like tearing through it to get to the other side.
He is pissed off and ready to do something about it.
And that'll be his turn.
That is one hell of a turn.
How much did you heal me? I missed. I just heard you put your hands on my chest.
I healed you for 8 points, and then my adrenaline rush gives me 2 temporary hit points. Just to mark that down for Chris.
Right.
And yeah, that's my turn.
And then that brings us down to the frog. He's currently just chilling. He's no longer interested in the fight. And that brings us to the top of the order with Winston. If you want, I can send an updated pick. The only thing that's different from the previous is Balgrum is now on the other side, face to face with 2 elves and a dwarf.
Gotcha. Can I get eyes like on this beam to kind of see? I know Slim put up some sort of light. I don't know how far I can actually see, but I wanted to see if I could look at the beam.
Let's see. Light, I think, has a range of 30 feet. And then dim light, 30. Or no, it's 20. No, 10. Yeah. All right, 20, 40 feet. All right. Yeah, you can see the beam on the other side. It's kind of in shadow, so it's a dim light, but you can see it.
Okay. Can I look to see if there's like some sort of contraption or something that's holding it that engages it to come down so we can cross? Is that too far out?
Say if you wanted to spend an action investigating, looking for anything intricate. Otherwise, just based upon your general glance, it looks like it's just a beam standing against a wall.
Shit. Um. Damn. I guess. So there is, how many other enemies in this frog are we dealing with here? Let's see.
3 bandits and a
3
frog.
bandits. Shit. I guess I don't know how this is gonna even work. I feel like this is gonna be the death of me. Um, I guess Winston would. So I am. Fuck. I am trying to remember what color I am.
Purple.
Purple. Okay, perfect. So I am 530. So I could be within reach of the bandit on the furthest to the right. I believe if I thorn whip. Or close.
I would say within 30 feet. Yeah, I'll put it within range of your thorn whip. If you want to make an attack roll against the beam.
Sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and kind of whip my hand backwards and then thrust it forward and kind of cast a vine whip or a thorn whip towards him.
Non-damaging, I assume.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be
That's only going to have an 8 AC.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'll probably still fuck it up. I'm really sure about that. There it is.
So you reach and you throw out your thorn whip, and you're focusing so much on making sure that it grabs it, a la Indiana Jones, and not splinter it, that you end up throwing it a little too soft, and it lands just the tip, grazing the front of the board and sliding down.
Oh shit. And here's the interesting part. So can I'm going to, I guess, look at my frog friend here and be like, listen, I need to get a, can you help me? And then I'm going to, I guess, run and jump on the frog and see if he'll carry me across.
All right.
I don't know how that'll play out, but probably not good.
Let's go with I'll say a persuasion check or an animal handling check at disadvantage, as you're basically trying to tell it to go against its current training.
All right, I got to go with animal handling. Because I think that's a +5 for that. Perfect. Okay, let's see what happens.
I don't know. I think Avery hates you today.
Just not a fan. Oh no.
So you hop on, and the frog starts to turn, and it doesn't buck you off, but it sees the bandits on the other side and hesitates, for this round at least.
Okay. And I guess I will would would you allow me to be at least prone on the frog if I lay down on him?
Yeah, I'd say you're not trying to surf on him. You're like, shit, frogs are slippery, so you're down and grabbing onto whatever wart you can find.
Okay, perfect. And let's see if there's anything else I can do. I guess
You can use a healing word.
I could
And you
use a
could hold
healing
your
word.
It's not like
Could use
there could be another fight today. I mean,
um, let's see. I'm just trying to think if I can do. I could lay down a totem. Um, I guess. I am going to. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to use my spirit totem. So as I will once again kind of raise my hand up in the air and be like, spirits, bring us protection. And you see like this kind of piece of wood, almost like a erupting out of the ground on the other side, um, and it kind of like forms into like a bear claw. And I think, let's see, I would place it near who. Let's see. No, wrong side. Wrong side. Probably. I guess. Could I land it like on the spot where the bandit is,
yeah,
or like the middle bandit?
it doesn't say it fights for space, so I'd say you could put it really wherever you want over there.
Okay, I'll for the sake of ease, I'll just put it on like where that middle bandit is,
All right.
and anyone within 30 feet of that gets 7 temporary hit points. Allies to be sure.
They could all be allies.
They could be.
Instead of Winston turning the frog turned Winston. This is bullshit.
Oh shit!
Chris, clarifying question. I already had 2 temp hit points. Does that stack because they're from different sources?
No, you gotta choose one or the other.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm going to take the 7 over the 2.
And that'll be it for Winston.
All right. Brings us down to Cal. Let me send an updated pick. Cal, you took one nasty ass bolt, and your brother is currently holding out a healing potion towards you.
What would it be to interact with that? Would I need to waste an action or a bonus, or could I just
It's
free
free,
action grab it?
it's free action to grab it. Any form of drinking it is going to depend on what you're trying to do with it.
All right, I'll free action just grab it. And how I can't remember how long you said the chasm is, or the pool is to the other side.
The shortest point is 25 feet, which is going to be where Balgrim is to where Winston is basically where they cross. Anywhere else is a little bit further. So you're 15, 20, 25. Based on your current, you're about 25 feet from the other side still.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow suit. Seeing as this dude just hit the shit out of me, um, I'm probably gonna go into. I'm not gonna rage yet, but I'm boiling over. I'm gonna get that running jump 10 feet, and with a 18 score of on my strength, and if I have to full movement it, I want to get right into these dudes' faces.
So you back up 10 feet to get the running jump. So it's back 10, forward 10. So there's 20 up to about 18. That still puts you 16 feet away.
Yeah, so if I have to, I'll use my action to dash and get out of the water and get into these
All
dudes'
right. Yeah.
faces.
With your action to dash, you make it to the other side.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to rage. And then I'm going to.
Give me a constitution check, and I forgot to ask for one from Balgrim when he jumped into the water. So I'll need a constitution check or constitution saving throw from both of you.
I thought Balgrim cleared the water.
Oh no. He jumped across over half of it, about half of it, or over half of it.
That's 18 on the die plus 4 for 22.
Yeah, you feel that cold and your nuts shrink up into you a little bit, but you're able to power through. What did you get for a constitution saving throw, Balgrim?
That is a good question. That is a 19 for a 22.
Yep, same thing with you when you made your jump. You can feel the cold and you think, wow, this would suck to get impacted by. But
Yeah.
You're able to power through.
That adrenaline rush.
And if I can, with my movement, I'm going to rage and I want to get into the face of the person who shot me. Disregard anyone else. If I have, whatever, I want to get right into this dude's face. And then I'm going to rage and Lord have mercy on my next turn.
Okay, so bonus action rage. Motherfucking rage. And that brings us to Bandit number 3, which has Balgrim up in his face, and Cal just popped up right next to him. Since Balgrim made the first jump, he's a little bit more scared of him. So he's going to drop his crossbow for his scimitar and take a swing at you. It's going to be a 12 to hit. So seeing Cal just pop up out of the water as he goes to swing, he freaks out and he telegraphs this swing, and you're able to easily just put your shield up and deflect it like it's nothing. Which brings us down to Slim.
All right.
It's close, just with Cal over there now.
Okay, so I do have 40 feet of movement, so even at half movement, I don't know how far I am, but I would like to get to the ledge there where the conflict seems to be, and I want to kind of get in, pull myself up, get on equal footing with these guys.
Using 20 feet of your 40 feet movement, you're able to get up right into melee with the one furthest to the left.
Excellent. I will draw my short sword and make an attack against this guy. +5, so.
And I do believe you each get, you and Cal get the 7 temp hit points. I don't know if it only happens once it's cast.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's good to know. So 24 to hit?
Totally.
I figured. That's for a whopping 8 damage total. And is this being that I'm is this a dwarf, an elf? Who am I exactly engaging here?
An elf.
Does this elf look to be in, like, I don't know, heavy armor by any chance?
No, they are wearing just leather bandit style. So it's just going to be like your typical studded leather strap. Cheap shit.
Oh, bummer. I was going to try to give her a shove into the water if she's wearing some heavy armor, but if not, I'm just going to, I guess, you know what? I'm going to... I think that's it, actually. I'm going to save my key points for something else. That's it. I'm gonna came up and struck him with a sword. Avast, on guard.
All right. So you come up and you beat the holy hell out of this guy, and he looks like he's very unsteady on his feet. However, it is his turn. So after you just beat the ever living shit out of him, he is going to take the disengage action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He runs back down the tunnel just in a full-blown panic. Brings us down to Bandit 2, who now has Cal just smiling in his face in that I'm about to wreck your shit sort of smile. So he panics and he takes a swing with his scimitar. And just can't even come close to hitting you. You scared the shit out of him. Fucking 3 on the die.
Oh man, I was hoping to take damage so my rage stays intact. God damn it. I wanted him to hit.
Sorry, I tried. Which brings us down to Kai. Kai, you are on the other end of the pool. Winston's about 12 feet away, sunbathing on a frog. But all the action is across the pool from you.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. How far? How far away is the guy that's starting to book it?
He was already about 30-ish feet away from you, so he's a good 60 feet away down into a tunnel that let me pull up the map so we can know if it curves. And it's around a curve, so he's out of sight.
Yeah, so I can't see him. Damn. Okay. I probably wouldn't have been able to get him with one shot either. Or anyway. All right. So Kai's just gonna, just casually walk up to the water next to Winston as he's like pulling out his bow and an arrow and just looks at him. Yeah, so I'm not swimming across that cold ass water. I'm just gonna wait for them to figure out how to, lower this beam across, but I guess I can just pick him off from afar. And then he's just gonna knock an arrow and take a shot at um probably the guy that was in front of Call or Cal. Was he the one that ran away, or is he still
No,
there?
the one in front of Balgrim and the one in front of Call are still in action. It was the one in front of Slim who said, "Fuck this."
Gotcha. Yeah, he's gonna take a shot at the one in front of his brother with his longbow.
All right, give me an attack roll.
That's a +5 to hit. 16 plus 5 for a 21.
Definitely hits.
And that's a D8 plus 3. Da-da-da. Oh, that's only 5 points of piercing damage.
So Slim and Call, you did not get the temporary hit points. That's only when it appears, but you do have advantage on strength checks and saving throws while in the aura.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now. He's just gonna sit back here, just get another arrow ready, and wait to see if he can cross without swimming through the freezing waters.
All right, and how much damage was that?
It was 5 points of piercing.
All right. Which brings us then down to Balgrim.
Well, let's see here. I think he's just gonna call out to the group, be like, "We should probably stop the one that's running. I'll clear a path." And he just brings that battle axe down on the guy that's in front of him.
All right, give me an attack roll.
And advantage with flanking, yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Woo. That is a 22.
That hits.
Sick. Eight plus It's going to be 9 points of damage with the battle axe.
So you completely brain the guy in front of you, and he's dead.
And he'll, when he buries the axe, he'll just put 1 foot on the guy's chest and, like, step on the body to pull his axe out. And then just nod at Cal. And, how big is this tunnel the guy ran down? Is it, like, single file, or is it more than 5 feet wide?
That's more than 5 feet wide.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not blocking it if I run in. I'm going to use my 30 feet of movement to try to chase that guy down.
All right. So you go charging in, and you see him, and he's panting right in front of you. And yeah, I think you're right at his back.
Sweet. And as I get up on him, I'll just say, if you stop now, we'll let you live. But if you run, my friends are going to shoot you right in the back. And just kind of like bare his tusks.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Ooh, that's one of my better skills. That is an 18 for a 23.
All right. So you say this, and you'll have to wait till his turn to figure out what he does. Do you have a bonus action you want to do?
No, that'll be my turn.
All right. It brings us down to the frog. Seeing 1 dead, 1 ran away. He's going to swim out about 10 feet. So he's halfway across the pool, but kind of checking to make sure he doesn't get yelled at. It's the impression you're picking up, Winston.
Atta boy, buddy. Keep going.
That'll bring us to the top of the lineup with Winston.
All right. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I guess so. Balgrim just killed off one of these guys, right?
Balgrim killed 1, 1 ran away, and Cal has another one that he's looking to brain.
I guess. Well, first of all, I'm gonna kind of lean down into the ear of my little frog buddy and just say, "You're halfway there, and I mean, you don't want to end up like their friends, right?" Looking at the dead body, the one of Balgrim just fucking killed, and I will go ahead and cast Thorn Whip, the one he's attacking.
All right. Roll me an attack.
.24 to hit.
All right, roll me some damage.
Damn.
Damn, when you hit with a thorn whip, you always seem to max. All right, so you reach out and you hurl this thorn whip, and it catches the elf across the throat. and cleanly decapitates him. That
I'll
dead.
I'll lean down to the frog and whisper in his little ear hole and be like, "Looks like lunch is served." And yeah, I'll just try to convince the frog to move me across if I can.
Right. Well, yeah, it's already following and is moving. Give me another persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion. Could I do animal handling? Maybe.
Sure.
Hmm? Ah, yes. Oh, with advantage, or can I just? Do you want me to straight roll that one?
With advantage. He's your buddy.
All right, there we go.
Brings us down to Cal. Your kill just got stolen from you. Just to simplify things, yeah, this last bandit throws down his weapons and raises up his arms. Yield.
Call takes an axe to his head.
Push his ass in the cold ass water for making us get in the water to come over here, like being a dick and shooting arrows at us.
Sacrifice him to the great frog.
All right, so Winston finishes making his way on the frog to the other side. And how long is animal friendship last?
Probably only a minute.
24
Animal
hours.
friendships, yeah,
Oh,
24
shit.
hours. You haven't,
Fuck,
well,
guys,
yeah,
come along.
you kind of have them for a day.
I love this. All right, come with me.
And everybody's on the other side except for Kai, who is still now completely on his lonesome on the other side of the pool.
Can I send the frog to go get him? Or maybe it's just easier to lower the beam. Disregard.
I mean, you're small, so it's a very easy thing. Kai would have to make some checks to not fall off.
Yeah, let's go with the beam.
All right, so you take the beam and you lower it down, and Kai is able to walk across. It's dry, so we won't do an acrobatics check or anything, unless you want to.
No, I'll take the DM mercy.
No, fucking do it. Everyone had to do some shit to get across here. All right. Well, if he doesn't do it, Call's gonna like be shaking the stick or something to make him try to fall in there.
Can I have the frog attack him or something?
Well, you got to figure these bandits walk across it all the time, so it's probably wide enough to, with some just careful walking, get across. So if you want to shake it, go for it.
I rolled
Yeah,
a 19.
I'm gonna make a strength check to try to fake it to make him do it at disadvantage or something, like do some brother fuckery. Honestly, he did beat me with the rock, so I'm still pretty peeved at him.
That's
Give
true.
me an athletics check, and Kai, give me an acrobatics check.
I rolled before. I rolled a 19. I'll roll again if you want.
Well, yep. Any rolls before the DM calls for it don't count.
Fair enough. All right. Hopefully this one
Good
just
fucking luck, bud. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
it's 17.
I rolled a 19 on the die plus 6. So
So
25.
about when would you have done it? Fairly early, or when he's about halfway across and can't just leap?
No, I would have made it. I would have made it seem like I wasn't paying attention, and like as soon as he starts walking across, thinking he's good, I'd have fucking shook it. Like, hey, you remember when you threw that rock at me, and try to make him fall in the water.
So, okay, you're about halfway across when you're thinking, "Hey, I got this pretty good," and you look up and you see your brother with the most dickish grin on his face as he just reaches down, not quickly, but purposefully, making sure you see every movement.
Oh no.
And you think to yourself, God damn it. And he starts to shake it, and you're moving, you got your legs going back and forth, and you're riding it pretty well. But he gives it that little flick up that you just weren't ready for, and you go falling into the water. Give me a constitution check.
So what we learned, Kai can't swim.
Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Okay, that's not bad. It's a +4 for me. 13 on the die, so that's a 17.
So you feel the cold that they've been talking about, and it sucks. But DC's 10, so you make it without taking any exhaustion.
All right, yeah, I full action, full movement dash to get across.
So as everybody's gathering on the other side, Balgrom is still down the tunnel with his captive. You do see that there's another tunnel that leads off to the left. So it forks. Down the right is where the bandits came from and where Balgrim chased the one. To the left is just another tunnel.
So Balgrim ran after a bandit,
Yes.
and I'd
And you
imagine
remember what happened.
I was pretty distracted. So would any of us have seen which way they went?
Roll me. Which stat should we make this?
I mean, you saw the guy run away from Slim, and you saw me chase him, so I'd imagine it was pretty obvious which way we went.
Roll me a history check, just to see if you remember. He might have seen it, but not clocked it, because...
I was pretty pissed. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably not gonna
Yeah, I was
remember.
gonna say you were raging. That's fair.
Yeah.
And that being
I
said,
don't remember.
like, when combat ends, I have a set of manacles, so I'm gonna manacle this guy that surrendered to me, just for sake of notes.
I rolled a 4 -1 for 3. I probably was just busy laughing my ass off at Kai's soaking wet to give him a hearty smack in the back. Now we're even.
For all you know, Balgrim climbed up the wall.
And I'll stick my hand out to Kai. Even? Or you want to keep playing?
Just shivering, he just like teeth chattering. He just says, "Yeah, even," and then just slaps him on the shoulder, and then just keeps on walking.
Slim, that was your guy who ran away, so you definitely know which tunnel he went down.
Oh yeah. So I guess if Balgrim is pursuing this individual, I probably would too.
All right, so you tell the others, hey, Balgrim went down this way. And as you all come up, you see Balgrim with a manacled prisoner. Did you leave him standing, make him go down on his knees?
I think I would have manacled him and had him get down on his knees, so he's got his hands manacled behind his back, and he's kneeled down.
So you
I'm
see
kind of
Balgrim-
just like standing with one hand on his shoulder.
You see Balgrim in the po-po pose with a freshly caught perp.
Looks like we're gonna have one more joining us for dinner tonight when Cal cooks up those frog legs. Kind of grins his tusks down at this presumed bandit.
I'll like put my great axe and like rub it against his arm or his chest and be like, yeah, that lean meat will go good with the gamey meat from the frog.
I was talking about him needing a spot at the dinner table, not eating him. What the fuck?
Oh, you know, my bad. I misinterpreted. I thought we were trying to intimidate him. We don't eat people. I'm sorry.
No, you can treat your prisoners with a relative degree of humanity. I just assumed he'd be hungry after that ass whooping. He just.
I'm gonna walk up to this dude and be like, "So, your choices are to help us, and maybe we let you go with that guy." And I point to Balgrim. I was like, "Or you can fuck around, and maybe we let you go with that guy." And I'm pointing to Cal.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Intimidation, whopping +1. 19 on the die +1, dirty 20.
So he's just now full blown crying and please, I don't want to die. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Where's the sick lady?
Why the hell did your buddy shoot me in the chest for? Fucking hurt.
Also that, dick move.
Why are you
Yeah,
controlling
man,
this frog?
we were. I'm sorry.
No, I was just calling out the frog.
I'll answer your questions in order.
Alphabetical.
I was third.
Yeah, 'cause we really were just, trying to get a hold of, what's her face? We're trying to figure out what's going on with this town, and you guys just started shooting us. I wasn't lying when we said we're just trying to help.
I punch him.
Punch who?
Oh, I'm just giving him a hard time.
Punch tied.
No.
All right. So he says, all right. So, Laura, if she's at the end of the cavern, just go down and there's another tunnel down at the left. You'll come to the sleeping quarters. You'll see a fork. Take the one to the right, not the left. You'll come to another pool where there's old Hopper. And her base is on the other side. I just don't want to die.
What? How do we... 2 more questions. What's to the left? Why can't we go down there? And how do we get around Old Hopper?
And who is Old Hopper?
Okay, so first, I'm still ordering these in sections, so I forget the second question originally. Oh, why did we shoot you? Because you're not one of us and you killed a frog. We're guards-ish. Can't just let random strangers come walking into our base. We would suck if we did that.
Well,
No.
You didn't do very well regardless. Just not to point out the obvious.
Well, usually it's peasants that come through here, not whatever the fuck you are.
Well, then I don't feel bad about burying my axe in your friend's chest, given the fact that he would have just shot an innocent peasant.
He wasn't much of a friend anyway.
Well,
But-
yeah, I know how those coworkers are. And he just kind of like side eyes a few people in the group because we're still pretty new.
Slim for sure side eyes the orc.
Now,
Call still trying
as to the
to
tunnel,
intimidate him.
if you back towards the pool, you'll see an offshoot to the right. It leads, they connect to each other, but there's a shit ton of bats in there. And the ground is just covered in bat shit. So it's slippery. The bats will attack you if you walk through there. It's just better not to do it, okay? And as for old Hopper, these frogs are related to old Hopper, but they're smaller. We trained them to be the guard dogs. In fact, further down this cavern, there's another small pool where we got two more. We were just working on training them. Old Hopper, though, he's just as more of a fairy. He could be bribed. And he's actually a really intelligent frog, which is just weird. But if you have somebody who's good with animals, you might be able to convince him to just go across. He's been fed recently, so he's not looking for free food.
Can you convince him to let us across? I mean, I'm sure you guys get back and forth just fine all the time.
No, that takes a real special skill. Nalora has it and trained him. Her partner, what's his name? Dundor. He got it trained. There's like two more of us, but they went to the curiosity shop. When they come back, maybe they can help, but
Ooh,
Shut the fuck up.
Call makes that face.
Kai actually says shut the fuck up.
so
Okay.
I think that's all your questions so far.
Yes,
Can I go
yeah,
now?
Perhaps I misheard you, but where exactly does this old hopper ferry people to?
Just over to Nalora's little bed. She keeps herself separated from us.
Oh,
Because
so
she got sick.
lives on a bit of an island. Okay, now sorry, I'm trying to visualize it.
Okay. All right. So, well, why don't you just wait here? Um, we're not gonna kill you. We're just gonna go on and try and talk to your boss and see if we can, fix your problem. Um, just don't, just wait here. Just maybe just sit down and just chill. Have a nice little break. Maybe take a nap.
Wait,
Is it?
is there a way that
should
you
we
talk to your
use
boss? Can you talk to your boss? Do you have to ring a bell or send a message? If you had something important that you had to speak with your boss right away about, how would you get her attention?
We go to the pool edge and scream and hope she's not in the middle of prayer.
So she can hear us at the edge of the pool that the giant frog is in?
But if she's in prayer, she ignores anybody talking to her.
Well, I mean, it's worth a shot. You could try that first.
Paul is taking some of the water and already like putting it in a water skin so you can make some tea later.
I've got like 10 feet of chain. I want to use it to help kind of bind this guy. I know he's manacled, but I want to attach the chain to the manacles and then fasten the chain firmly around him several times.
Okay.
Seems like you'll be coming with us, helping us get past your frogs and anything else that's in the way. Then, so you might as well tell us your name. Otherwise, we can just make up something for you. But I can assure you, you're not going to like it.
Yes, what should we say at the eulogy?
Yeah, or else your name is going to be Doug or something.
My name is Silibrin.
well, that's different.
Actually, kind of prefer Doug.
Doug it is.
All right, Doug.
Hey, Doug, you want to try some of this tea? Like pour some of the water into a cup and just drop some cinnamon in there.
Do you have anything stronger? Whiskey?
No, look, just try this tea. Tell me how it tastes, and I'll kind of like force it in his mouth. Like, how's that taste? And it's from the frog water.
Is that literally
I
just
got
water and cinnamon?
Look, I haven't had tea in a long time, and I'm not really entirely sure how to make it without a tea bag. So I'm I like cinnamon tea. I know tea is water and spices, so I'm gonna perfect my craft. So
Well, you're missing
how's it taste?
one key factor here is heat. Yeah,
You could
tea's
have
going.
cold tea, just like there's cold coffee. You could have cold tea.
Yes,
It's
but
called iced tea. Iced
okay. You know,
tea. I
we'll talk about this. We'll talk
Or
about this later.
cold tea.
Not a discussion for right now.
It's brisk.
Yeah. It's so how, and I'm gonna like pour it in his mouth. How's that taste? Just basically cinnamon spice and ice cold water.
So out of game, a Southern boy saying iced tea is just unheated tea without ever being heated is an insult to the whole South.
To make tea, you have to heat it first. Heating is part of the process, and then you freeze. Or you get it cold.
So
It's still iced tea.
Yes,
shove
but
this
God
swamp
damn it!
water that's got a little bit of kick down this guy's throat. He just splutters it back out all over you and says, It's fine, I guess. Just
Now,
okay."
now, be honest. Now, I feel like you're kind of lying to me, and I'm not gonna hurt you, but I'm not gonna be able to perfect my tea if you lie to me. If you tell me it's good, and I give it to someone else, and they tell me it's not good, I'm gonna be very upset.
I'm more concerned about the dysentery you might have just gave me.
Yeah, but you could have kept your mouth closed. No one told you to drink it. Now, how'd it taste?
Have you ever smelled a compost pile at a farm?
Smells like home.
No. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where me and my brother kind of grew up around that stuff. We're kind of used to it. Smells pretty good, right, Kai? Kind of used to it by now.
It tastes worse than that.
Okay, but 1 through 10, because like I said, I don't know. That could be tasting good to one, bad to another. So like 1 through 10, so I can write it down.
Carl, he literally just told you it tastes like shit.
Yeah. So is that a 1?
That's I think that's a one, bud. We'll
All right.
perfect your tea later. It's okay.
He's gonna pull out a little notebook and put first batch of tea, Doug, 1 out of 10, with a stack face next to it.
So he gets up and he starts to lead you down. He makes sure to take you on a path that keeps you away from the other pool. Okay. As you go walking by, you kind of look over. He says, "Yeah, we got 2 more frogs down there that we were just training. They're still fresh, so I think if we walked by, they would attack." And he looks down at Winston, especially when you're walking with a morsel right there.
Oh, they love me.
And as you walk through into another little cavern, you see a bunch of bedrolls on the ground. He says, "This is where we sleep. It ain't much, but it at least gives us somewhere to rest our head." And you look and you see there's 10 there. Chicken bones, empty wine and spirits bottles, other food just all over the floor. You can tell that they just do not take care of it. They eat right there and throw their trash aside and pass out.
Where's the rest of your friends here? Because we only saw 3 of you, and there's like 10 some odd sleeping bags here.
It's almost like you're missing about 5 or so people.
Well, about half of us was sent to Sarian Curiosities. Apparently, Nalora's very sick, so they went to go see if they could find something to help her. The other 2, they're out on the highway doing, I guess, bandit shit. They won't be back for, I'd say, till tomorrow night.
Can I tell if he's telling the truth?
Give me an insight check.
All right. 15.
This guy is so scared shitless, he would tell you his social security number.
Okay.
Perfect. Slim will slide up after him and ask, "So, bandit shit. Where would one find the procured items of said bandit shit? Here in this room.
This room. Nalora keeps them. We just have our own small personal items. Not much.
And where are those exactly?
Oh, everybody keeps their own stuff by their own cot.
And yours are where?
I don't have anything. I just got here about 5 days ago.
I want to pat this dude down and make sure he's disarmed.
Give me a investigation check.
Uh, 16 on the die plus 1 becomes 17.
You pat him down, you come across 3 copper, his goblin sword, and his goblin crossbow. Scimitar, sorry.
I just leave the goblin equipment on the ground and make sure I take the money. I leave the goblin equipment on the ground and shrug. Like, all right, well, lead the way, I guess. I was trying to see if there's any items on our list that may have made it into this bandit's quarters, but it sounds like the boss lady's hoarding everything.
So you keep walking up, and he leads you, and you come to the edge of a pool. And everybody give me a perception check.
Do I still have light?
No, because it was on the dead frog's tongue. So you're just kind of being led by the hand.
It's moments like this where I fucking miss Logus. And I rolled a 7 total.
19.
I got a 19 on the die, becomes a 22 though.
Okay, Slim.
Also, I will light. I have the cantrip light, so if the halfling is stumbling, I'll I don't know. I'll take a piece of his, like jewelry or something on his adventuring gear, and I'll cast the light cantrip on it, so he's got a light source.
All right. Is this good to go? Sorry, boys.
So you
It's okay, Monica.
Hello.
Okay.
good job.
I got quads 3 times.
Damn.
Kings, queens, and 3s. No shit.
So
14.
Damn.
nobody sees anything except for Slim, who happens to see 2 eyes barely break the surface and kind of sink back down.
Oh.
Old Hopper rolled a 22 on stealth.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit, this is Hopper.
I will definitely relay the information to the party, and also kind of size up our bandit friend. Like I think he said it's not hungry, but if we have to.
Hey, Honeysuckle. You did pretty well with that frog back there. Seems like he's your buddy for the time being. What are the odds you could talk to the big sumbitch that's out there?
I mean, probably not great, but much better than you guys. I mean, I'm more than happy to do it. I mean, what's your name again? And he leans down to the little frog, or the frog, and whoop. I don't really understand your words, but you're Clyde. You look like a Clyde to me. But yeah, I could probably talk to them.
Seems like the two of you have a connection. Maybe you could use that frog as the translator for the big frog. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I really don't want you to get eaten again. So, like, if you're not confident, maybe don't put yourself out there. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Let me see. Yeah, I'm just gonna like size up next to Doug and what do you think, Doug? What should we do here? Should we send you up there or should we send a little halfling and talk to old Hopper? What you think?
Well, I won't be able to do anything with the frog. Animals don't like me. It's a curse. I once had a cute little bunny rabbit, and it jumped into the mouth of a wolf rather than be my friend. So if you put me out there, you're probably gonna have to fight the frog.
I don't know if people like you either. We were literally just trying to kill you like seconds ago.
I feel fucking bad for Doug, dude.
You do truly
The
have
therapist told me to make friends.
terrible, terrible life.
Should
You know
we
what, Doug?
should we put him out of his misery or what?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna come here, Doug. I feel like you haven't had one of these in a long time. I'm gonna hold my arms out for him to come get a good hug.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
He falls into your arms and starts crying. My therapist told me to make friends, and my first friends got me a job, and I thought everything was going great, but it ended up being here, and holy shit.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. Go let it out. All right, Winston, I'm afraid it's up to you, but Doug is kind of having a kind of a crisis here.
Get him, Clyde, and I order the frog to attack him. No, I won't do that. That's fucking. No, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Where are we? I guess in this cave. Are we still where we were, or did we venture down to where like old Hopper is?
You're right by Old Hopper. It's
But I
on
couldn't
the
see.
other end of the entire cavern.
Gotcha.
You know what? Let me see if I can do this. So if I do that, because you guys have seen most of it, take this and screen right. You've seen almost everything else, and I'm not going to bother hiding the bat cave on you. Save. That's what you've seen. So you're down at the bottom here of C5, wanting to cross that water.
Gotcha. And supposedly old Hopper is in there.
Supposedly. Slim saw something.
Definitely not me.
Definitely not you.
I guess, yeah. I guess Winston would just kind of, hoping he's facing the right direction of the water, would just kind of yell out, "Oh, Hopper, we don't mean you any harm. Are these bandits keeping you here, hostage?" You can speak the truth. We mean you no harm.
All you hear is a and based upon your beastie crap, you get the impression from the sound that it's more of a symbiotic relationship, not a hostage, but also he doesn't work for them, but he's also not their master. He helps them with ferrying and they keep him fed.
No, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It seems like you have a comfortable life here. But wouldn't you want this cave to yourself? I mean, they bring you food. I get that, but surely a frog of your stature.
A little bit, and then this one is more of a You could tell, you get the impression that he's not a I'm going to portray them, but he's also not a I'm their guard dog. So you get the impression that you might be able to get something what you want from it,
But at a price.
but you can also just as easily piss him off.
So I guess I'll kind of turn to the group and be like, well, old Hopper here seems not to be the worst thing. He's not necessarily with the bandits here, but he's not exactly on our team either. I don't know if we can bribe him with something. I don't know.
Oh,
Meat,
well,
maybe? And Slim does gesture to Doug.
I'm feeling a little protective of Doug now. I don't know if I want to just feed him to a giant frog if there's other options.
I don't think I could necessarily be a part of that. I'd at the very least have to turn my back and just when I come back, Doug's just gone. But I can't be the one to do it. And he just kind of takes a step back.
Maybe frogs like some kind of spice you could provide there, Kyle?
Doug with cinnamon?
I could flick some cinnamon in the water and see what happens. What if the cinnamon gets in its eyes or something and pisses it off?
I don't think the frog is really going to be tempted by the cinnamon.
They
think
might.
Slim's onto something here.
Winston,
Winston
what is your
said-
frog? What does the frog desire? What do frogs like? Do we need to go find
Yeah,
a
why don't
big
we just-
grub or something?
Why don't we just ask?
I would imagine.
him?
I mean,
Because he can talk to it, but we can't understand it in return. So
Yeah, no. Why don't we just, Winston here, just be like, hey, like, what would you want in exchange for safe passage across the pond?
because I'm pretty sure he'll just croak back at Winston. I don't know. Winston, do you understand the frog when it talks back to you?
I mean, I can't understand direct like words, but I do understand its intentions and its kind of its motives from both its noise and sound and movements. I can kind of determine what it wants to do.
Well, don't open with Doug, but at least leave him on the table.
Yeah, tell him I got some cinnamon tea. It's not great, but I do have some.
He'll turn back out to the water, hopefully facing the right direction. Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, I got light now. So I will, kind of holler back out to the sea. Maybe I can see old Hopper's eyes poking out, and just be like, oh, great, old Hopper. It seems that maybe we can help each other out for safe passage. Maybe we can provide something to you. Maybe a tasty, succulent meal of your choice.
And as you say that, you hear just Doug kind of pipe up. Bucket, it's Doug. He just pipes up and says, "They like bats. That's what they get fed."
Bats?
God damn it, we gotta go hunt bats, don't we? Should we just try yelling for what's her face first, and then if that doesn't work, we can kill some bats?
Maybe we should listen to what old Hopper has to say.
Cal, you notice him kind of nudge against you and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Call."
What's up, Doug? Go ahead.
There's
Talk to me, baby.
There's a bucket of dead bats over there, and he kind of points with his head, and it's about 10 feet to the right from where Winston is currently standing.
See, now look at that. Look, man, ain't nobody check their surroundings no more. And then he'll go and pick up the bucket of dead bats. Look, Winston, see if he wants this. Thank you, Doug.
Oh, that's convenient. He likes bats. Oh, great old Hopper. Would this suffice in safe passage for my crew? Maybe give or take Doug.
Do you hold up a bat so he can see what you have, or are you just holding up a bucket?
The whole bucket.
I thought, like, in my head, I pictured there was like a bucket of fried chicken where you can see it from like the chicken picking up over the top. But if like it's not that full, then I would show what's in the bucket.
It's half
That's a
full.
good point. Okay, then I will, if you may, allow to pull a bat out to show him. I wouldn't want to just offer
And
him
I
a
like
bucket.
flourish it. I'll do a whole song and dance. Flourish the bat, make it look appetizing.
Would you want any spices?
Give me an animal handling check with advantage due to being able to communicate with beasts.
Cal's gonna do a dance while holding a bat and end up getting fucking eaten.
Why does the beefy one look fucking more delicious? Hey, Winston, tell him that I can season these bats for him if he needs.
I'm gonna season Doug in bat blood. It's just in case. This is a backup plan.
It's the bat. 20 for 25.
So as you're holding up this bat, like, hey, we got food, you see a tongue come shooting out of the pool, and you flinch a little, but it wraps perfectly around the bat and gets ripped out of your hand. And then you see as this large frog just comes closer and kind of lowers itself. And based upon the body language and the croak, you get the impression that he is offering you a ride.
Winston will turn to the group and be like, it seems old Hopper would be granting us safe passage. Shall we?
Are you 100% sure? How sure are you?
I'm as sure as a bucket of bats.
That doesn't make sense, but I mean,
Yeah.
do you see any other
I'm from
way
the
forward?
fucking woods.
I push Doug over so he can't get on with us because he's like wrapped in chain and manacled, and then I climb onto the frog's back.
You're just bullying the fuck out of Doug.
Should we tow him behind old Hopper in the water?
Oh
just
no,
here.
we can't do that here. And he'll just like Falgrim will walk over and kind of throw Doug over his shoulder and just fireman carry him.
Oh, okay. Or we'll take him with us. And then
We're not gonna leave him here chained up. He's gonna end up getting eaten by the fucking frog.
And
we have to come back this way, don't we?
I mean, are we really gonna leave him? You know what?
We
You can unchain
Slam.
me. I'm just going to go lay down in bed and wish this was all a dream.
No, Doug, the chains stay
Here.
on, and he just rolls Doug off the side of Hopper.
Into the water?
I want to try to catch Doug.
Hopper came over to the
Oh, I thought you
to the shore.
Dude, all chained
ran
up
into
into
the
the water. That's horrible.
No,
I said Clyde on him.
Doug,
I'm
you're
a
just gonna
paladin. I
drown.
wouldn't kill the guy, but he was a
You
dick.
drowned it. Fucking worse, dude.
I mean, he's only sitting at 1 HP, so yeah, you do a little bit of damage. This guy's going down.
Okay, we'll just place him gently
Fine.
onto the shoreline,
Yes,
and
gently,
then
I
climb
guess.
onto the frog.
We'll flavor roll him onto the ground.
I'll carry him on my shoulders as we cross the.
No, we're leaving him.
No, I am taking Doug with me.
See,
Yes.
that's why I thought we were taking
And
I hit
Call's
him with the
gonna
first knife.
beef up and be like, unless any of you intend to stop me, I'm not leaving Doug behind.
I was trying to bring him in the fucking first place, and Balgrim's just like huffs and puffs and climbs his way back up fucking Hopper.
Guy's just sitting on the top of Big Hopper with his head in his hands.
The only way I'll leave Doug here is if we unchain him. We cannot leave him here to not fend for himself.
Wait, we don't know that there's an exit on the other side of this lady's room. We're just going to her room. I think we have to come back this way to leave the dungeon.
Slim.
We're not leaving him. We're just not taking him into danger. We're leaving him in the safe hallway rather than the
Where there's
bedroom.
at least 3 giant frogs that we know of. Not only that, they said there's caverns underneath here. That would maybe suggest that there's more than one way in here. But we don't know unless we go see.
Can Kai see across, like, now that he's standing on top of Big Hopper, can he see across to, like, where the other side is? To this lady's,
You can see across, and you see a tunnel, and it goes around a curve.
how far away is the other shore?
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 30 feet.
All right, Guy is just about, he's over this discussion. He's just going to dive off of Big Hopper and just swim across.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Can I order
Oh.
Big Hopper to strike him?
That's a
He's
23.
not with us.
All right, so the water is just as cold as the other one, but you're able to get across. And as you're swimming, you just all of a sudden feel this huge pressure as a wave from the wake of a frog just pushes you over up against a wall, and you just kind of splutter. And old Hopper gets everybody across as you finish swimming up.
Slim will extend a hand to help the Kai Rivers out of the water.
I'll ignore Kai and just place Doug safely on the ground.
And Balgrim's gonna walk over to Cal and just be like, "No, Cal, I'm all for just not leaving him to fend for himself, but just know that you're accepting responsibility for Doug from here on."
Well, technically, I said to the group that if we left him unchained, I'd be okay with leaving him. So it's all our responsibility.
But we
Whether this
couldn't
matters
leave
or
him
not.
unchained. So Doug's your responsibility, buddy. Whatever
So
happens to him is it's on you. And he just kind of pats
Nah.
your shoulder and doesn't give you a chance to speak and walks away.
I'll but shout after him. I remember, Balgrim, that you wanted to bring him as well.
You know that's not what I said.
As long as he's unchained, you guys are cool with that? Nothing else that happens to him is no problem?
I'm going to get between Winston and Doug, and maybe we should start moving on, Doug, because they're getting a little antsy.
Kai is
Sorry.
going to try and sneak off ahead, to stealth ahead to see, not go too far ahead of everyone, but, just a little, like, scouting ahead, just stealthily.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Okey-dokey. 15.
Okay, so as you approach, a warm rush of heat just hits you in the face as you notice a massive fire burning in the center of this cavern. Its smoke venting up through a narrow stone chimney. The flames illuminate a rough painting of a 5-headed dragon that dominates the north wall. A bedroll is spread out beneath the mural. Near the crackling blaze, a dwarf bundled in a heavy cloak sits on a stone chest beside an elf whose face is covered in dragon tattoos. The dwarf's face is streaked with pulsing blue veins, and both of their eyes are closed, but you see their lips moving.
Do I recognize this dragon iconography?
Give me a religion check.
Alrighty. No, I do not. That's a 3.
Nope.
So I'm just gonna kind of like slowly like slink backwards, and back to the rest of the group, and just be like, "Okay, guys, everyone, just stage whispering. Everyone, just like chill for a second. There's an elf in there with a fuck ton of tattoos, like all over his face. Looks like some bunch of dragon shit. And then there's a dwarf, and a giant fire, and there was this huge like mural painting on the wall with this 5-headed dragon. I've never seen anything like that before, but it looked, you know, art wise, though it was pretty well done. I'm impressed. I like to look at it closer, but they're just kind of just sitting around this fire, like murmuring to themselves, but they definitely look like they got the same sickness. So I think we might want to approach cautiously.
Balgrim, give me a religion check.
That is a 1 for a 2.
You know your god because that's who you were trained in, but you don't know really any of the pantheon.
I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but I can't say I have any idea what sort of god they're praying to. I've never heard prayers like that.
Well, do you guys just want to like sneak up on them like I did, or should we just cautiously just approach and make ourselves known?
Before we do anything, I'm down a little health, and unfortunately, I don't have a lot of power left in me for the day. Could I maybe bum one of those health potions?
Slim will hand you his for sure. I still have a key point heal I could utilize, so I don't actually need it.
I can also heal your wounds as well if you need.
Save your magic. I'll take one of these for now. And yeah, he'll pop the potion. Are we doing same potion rules from main campaign?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, well, maybe, how about this? What if us ranged people, we sneak up and hide in the shadows, or at least I can hide in the shadows, and just in case things turn south, I can help you guys, but maybe someone can go ahead and try and talk to them peacefully, and if things turn out, then we don't need the backup precaution, but
Well,
just
the issue with that is that I think me and you are probably the smoothest talkers in here. We're also the beefier ones. So I think if anything, me and you will probably walk out and say hello. With Doug here. Doug, you coming? Not like you have much of a choice, Doug, but I want you to feel like you do.
Can I
feel
stay
like
in the
we should
back?
leave. I feel like you should leave their manacled employee behind. They might
He
not
could.
like us if we
He
show up with
could.
one of
Kai.
theirs chains.
Kai. He could vouch for us. We saved his life.
We also killed his coworkers.
They
Like
attacked
most of
us
them.
first. Right, Doug. They attacked us first. We were simply defending ourselves.
Okay, what about this? Call, you and I walk forward. We try and talk to him. Everyone else hang back and get ready to
With,
strike in case things turn
with
south.
or without Doug.
Without Doug.
Balgrim, Doug is in your hands. His life will be up to you now.
And Kai's just gonna turn to Balgrim. Please, for the love of God.
For fuck's sake. And he just says, before you go, real quick, are we within 60 feet of these? Like the elf and the dwarf now?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna pop a divine sense. He like reaches his hand up to his chest plate and it starts to glow a little bit and his eyes roll back in his head and he just lets out this like boom kind of like aura. And basically, as an action, I can detect good and evil until the end of my next turn. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell and know the location of any celestial fiend and undead within 60 feet. That is not behind total cover.
Okay. Well, I have to look up the hello spell. It does not fall into any of those categories.
And I don't detect evil or good, so I assume neutral.
Well, the detect good and evil is if it's undead or celestial. That's how they quantify it.
Oh, it has to meet the parameters of the second half? I thought it was like
No,
just general good and evil detect.
No, anything affected by the Hallow spell, which is why I had to look it up, or the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead. Because celestial is considered heavenly, therefore good.
I read it as good and evil on top of detecting the other things. Fair enough. Well, no harm, no foul there. And he just says, well, seems like the coast is clear. Dorm seems to think you're fine. And he kind of pats you, and then he just pulls Doug in real close under his shield.
You're safe with Doug. Don't worry about it. He's a good man. Or good person.
All right, so maybe you guys just be ready.
He's a good guy. Sorry.
Maybe you guys
Can you
just
try to drown someone?
Kai's just gonna sigh and grab his brother by his collar and just drag him behind him as he starts to walk forward.
As the twins kind of approach, Slim will, try to post up accordingly. Move as quietly as possible, but move to back up these two should their dialogue go south.
As Call's getting dragged away, he'll do one last little look over and wave bye to Doug.
All right, so you're going to try and sneak up?
I think Call and I are just walking into. Yeah. Kai is gonna have his hands kind of out to his sides, like in a non-offensive fashion, and just as he walks in, just say out, "Hello there. My name is Kai. This is my brother Call. We are sent here by Kauna to look for her sister Nalora. Would that be any one of you two?" And I'm gonna maybe stop 20 feet away from them.
You see as they both open their eyes and the dwarven woman looks at you and says, "Who are you? And why would my sister send you?"
We're a part of an adventuring corporation. It's not really a franchise. We were sent here to help eliminate or find the cause and eliminate the, uh, you know, the not infestation, the disease that is spread through this fine city that you guys have here. And she was our first lead because we had heard that she had gotten sick, and then she referred us to you because you guys had found some items that she believed might have, you know, either the items themselves or the place that you found them could be causing this illness. And we're just here to try and make sure everyone's not dying, doesn't die. You know, are you? I'm assuming you said your sister. I'm assuming you were Nalora.
I am Nalora. Yes.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Nalora. I'm very sorry to say that it does look that you seem to be suffering from this illness too, and my condolences. But we are doing everything we can to find the cure, and any assistance you can provide, information would be extremely helpful in finding that cure for you.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okie dokie. Oh boy. That's a 19.
Good, I rolled a d20 to set a DC, and it was 17.
Oh boy.
So you see her look at you as she considers. She says, I do believe I know what the disease is called. It is known as frigid woe. I don't know much about it, but I heard rumors that many of an explorer that crossed over in Terran has succumbed to this disease. And yes, I have been afflicted with it. And I need to find a cure.
Well, we don't want to alarm you or anything, miss, but we know at least 2 people who already passed on from this affliction. The original explorer and the owner of the Curiosities has passed away with the same thing now. So it seems that you and your sister are on borrowed time till we can figure this out.
I know time is growing short. That's why I was about to go down to Mill Farm, hoping I can purchase a cure if one is to be found. So far, nobody knows how to cure this. Hopefully, before I set off, some of my company comes back from the curiosity shop with a cure themselves, or at least information.
Well, I think the Curiosities is a bit of a dead end. We did some digging of our own for the mayor and your sister, and I'm afraid there was nothing of use there. The owner herself was dead. I'm sure if something could have been done, it would have been done.
And if you excuse me, I don't mean to be rude and exclude you from the conversation. I'm addressing the elf. What's your name?
I am Dundor Gorel. I am a follower and an acolyte for Nalora, priestess to the divine and treacherous goddess Tiamat.
Do I recognize Tiamat now that I've heard the name, and would I make the connection with the dragon and the name?
Let's see, you're not proficient in religion. Do you have a reason why you would know religion?
Nope.
Then-
Just curious.
Balgrim, I would say, as you overhear this conversation echoing down, you don't know a lot about Tiamat, but you do know that the people that tend to worship her are wicked.
And it's Slim and I and Doug in the back, yeah. And Winston. Like, we're not right up there with them.
No.
All
But
right.
you're able to kind of hear as they're talking because it echoes.
Yeah, he pulls Doug a little closer and his grip tightens on his axe, and he just kind of talks under his breath to Winston and Slim and just says, I don't exactly know who these people are or what they stand for, but I can tell you if they're boasting Tiamat on the walls, they're not the kindest of heart. And he kind of grits his teeth a little bit.
Well,
So
Thunder
we
words,
kill Doug. Oh, all right.
We don't kill.
Thundor, it's very nice to meet you as well. Excuse my ignorance; I'm not quite familiar with your deity. But where could you give us just any further information on like anything you all know about like your leads? I know you're saying Mill Farm might have some information. Where is this farm, and why do you believe that might have some clues onto where this or how this disease is spreading?
He starts to open his mouth, and Nolora shoots him a look, and he quickly closes his trap. But she looks up at you and says, "You're not from these parts, are you?" Mill Farm is a small township owned by the Intesh family. It's not an actual farm. And there's no idea whether or not there is a cure to be found there. But I can't exactly go into a high temple and start asking for solutions. So this is just all I know. Now, as for how it was spread, I do believe that when the items were brought back, there were some vials. And blue vials. Well, one of the vials cracked. And it had this lovely blue color inside of it. A dust. And it got on my fingers. And I believe that was the frigid woe. So it spread basically as a poison.
This whole time we thought there was a curse on the weapons or the treasure that was stolen from the old ruins. So you're saying that it was some kind of poison that did this to y'all?
Well, there was a horrible war where they actually got down into chemical warfare, if you will. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's where it came from and still potent after all this time.
Do you still have the remaining vials? You said there was multiple and only one cracked.
I had 2 vials. I have the one that cracked. However, in order to pay for my trip down to Mill Farm, I sold the other one to a man named Silas Wilton over in town.
I'm sorry, you sold chemical warfare poison to some man.
Yes.
Kawa kind of like look at his brother. Oh man, that's not good.
Did he give any indication what he planned to do with it? Did he know what it was? Or did you just sell it to him?
He had no idea. All I did was tell him that it came from an ancient ruin, and he's just a common merchant traveling around with his family. Just thought it'd be a nice mantelpiece, if you will. And I did not dissuade him of that idea.
Does he live around here, or is he a traveling merchant?
As
Is he already gone?
he is a traveling merchant, however, he and his family were spending a few days in town at the inn. I don't know if they're still there because, frankly, I don't care.
Okay, yeah. So, okay. Oh boy, yeah. See, that's just not very nice. All right, and those are the only two vials, or is there more that you are not telling us about?
Those were the two vials I had.
Okay, all
Inside
right.
check. I'm gonna inside check her while she says that.
Give me an
Can I,
insight check.
as well?
Yes, you can both give me an insight check.
Oh wow, that's 19 plus one for a dirty 20. Let's
Okay,
roll, baby.
that's good because I got an 11. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a 9.
Staring at her, she seems to be telling the truth.
All right. Well,
Well, Nalora, it seems that our plans here align somewhat. You know, we're here trying to see what's causing this problem. We're also trying to help out your sister. I mean, maybe us going to Milltown with you, or maybe in your stead, could be beneficial to you. I mean, no offense. I mean, you don't seem in shape to be taking a journey.
I don't even know if we do all that. You know, her sister seems nice enough. She didn't try to poison a or pawn off a deadly chemical poison to a unbeknownst family.
Well,
So
that
I
goes
say,
without saying that we need to find that brother. I mean,
yeah, no, I say we find the merchant, let him know what he has, and take care of that, and then we'll heal your sister because she seems like a nice lady. But I'm perfectly fine just walking out of here and letting you die of this stupid little curse.
Really?
Yeah, why would you pawn off something that is known to kill people with no known cure to a man, his wife, and his family, and his little daughter? There
First
is
of
no
all,
other way you can make money?
oh, there's plenty of ways I can make money. I can rob for more people. We could kill people. This seemed like
your
the
work.
easiest way, and I doubt his husband is going to feel much from it. And you think you'll be able to just walk out of here, do you? After basically wanting to sentence me to death.
Guy's gonna throw a hand axe at her.
Give me an attack
Well,
roll.
as he's doing that, calls her. Well, to be fair, you sentence yourself to death by kind of being an idiot. And then he sees his brother fucking throw a hand axe at her.
That's
Everybody
a
throw initiative, and that's where we will end tonight.
that's a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 1d6 plus 1, that's 4 plus 1. 5 piercing damage. Or slashing, I think. Yeah, slashing. God, that makes me mad. This bitch.
You're doing so good there.
I know, but then she was just perfectly fine about essentially sentencing this nice little merchant family to death, and Kai couldn't take it. His mom died of disease. Oh, wait, you guys don't know that.
Our mom, dude. You didn't even send me that part yet. What the hell?
I thought I did.
Oh, is that
Spoiler
in the
alert.
notes?
Don't add that to the notes. You guys don't know that.
Call's gonna be looking at his brother like, damn, I didn't even know mom died like that.
Do you think I could have picked that up with the smell when I was a badger? Do you think I picked up on that?
Dead mom.
Dead mom.
You told me she went to the store for milk.
I can smell it. Lies.
Could smell the mommy issues on Kai.
You have so many mommy issues. I could smell it.
I could smell your desperation to be loved.
I totally thought I sent you that already, Anthony. I'll send you over the final stuff I gave to Chris.
All right. Okay, Ballroom. Okay, so when we start off, it's basically me and Kai in the room, and everyone else is the same, starting where they were at, right?
Yeah.
Do we have to roll initiative for Doug?
We'll roll initiative for Doug. His action is going to be dodge and cry.
What about old Hopper?
What about Clyde? Where's Clyde at in this?
If Ol Hopper's in this fight, we're fucked.
Yeah. I mean, I
Both
got
of you
Clyde
to
too.
assume he's an enemy.
Yeah, if
Old Hopper
Old
does-
Hopper's in on this fight, I'm sorry you guys are attached to Doug, but he is now escape fuel. Okay.
Anthony, we both rolled 16.
Yeah, twinsies.
Who has a higher dex? I think Kai does.
I do. Yeah.
I don't like how you said that. So, what's your dex?
16.
Yeah, you got.
I'm going to mark it as 17 just because it keeps my thing in order easier.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and change it in your D&D Beyond. You got 17 decks now. So DM said, and I heard it.
But then I just need
Oh,
one
boy.
from Winston.
Oh shit! Initiative. Goddamn! Here I am. Just
You know,
going for
we
another
haven't taken a fucking long rest this entire three sessions.
Yeah, no, we got one short rest.
Yeah, I feel like it didn't make sense to make a long rest back then. It would have been the smart thing to do, but like storyline wise, it just didn't. I don't know. We would have been metagaming to be like, oh well, that's a cave. We should probably take 8 hours of rest before we go in there.
Yeah. Like,
I
we're
think
still pretty much in the same day.
Story-wise, it might have made a little bit of sense considering we did a lot. We went to the dwarves, the sister's house, the dwarf who started everything, and then the curiosities. We could have said that was one day and took a rest there. But the fact that we went straight to the cavern kind of.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Remember, your objective is just to find out the cause of the disease, not yet a cure.
Oh, so we could have just gotten paid and left.
Well,
Maybe.
God damn it, Kai.
Yeah, we could have theoretically just been like, all right, cool, we're gonna leave now, and then just report it back and be like, yeah, it's the bitch in the cave.
And,
well, now we can come back with the cause and the dead person who caused it.
and are we just not gonna? We're just gonna gloss over the fact that we've literally killed like 90% of Doug's coworkers. We've either killed or incarcerated them. Like we've pretty much
He said he
ruined
wasn't
Doug's life.
attached.
He wasn't you, Guy. You don't make friends at your new job on your first day, dude.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
last
So
week.
what we're doing is to redeem ourselves for the act of needing to murder these guys. Is we keep one of them, and then we treat it like an episode of Scared Straight. And if Doug survives through all of this, then we'll convert him, and he'll leave his life of crime and become a like a good member of society.
My end game
I'm an adventurer.
my end game for Doug is he becomes a part of the TPK. Like,
Yeah, that's what
He
we're gonna
could be
do.
our
We're gonna
NPC
reform
friend.
him from a bandit to a TPK member. Maybe he could become a
Hell yeah.
spy.
and that's a little draw for Chris down the road. He's gonna, we're level 10, or something, and then we come across Doug as a level 10 warlock or some shit. That'd be cool as hell.
Do you guys remember?
TPK agent Silibrin, codename Doug.
Oh, I have a app on my phone that's fantasy name generator. So when you guys do that crap up, what's his name? I can just pull that up and bam.
I like how you gave us that name, and like within 2 seconds, you're like, "Yeah, you're Doug," and everyone just started rolling with it at that point. I think at one point, Chris was like, yeah, "Fuck it, his name's Doug now."
That's exactly what I said. It's like he ain't gonna argue with you guys. You got him dead to
He's
rights.
scared. He's like, I'm Doug now.
We murdered all of his friends. We've chained him up and we've given him a new name. Are we sure we're going about indoctrinating this guy the right way? It seems a little terroristy, you know what I mean?
It's called hazing, all right?
He's gonna full on
Kinda
get Stockholm
shitty.
syndrome.
Oh,
I mean, I've got him under my arm now. He's safe and warm.
I gave him a hug, dude. He hadn't been hugged in forever.
Yeah, I feel like
So the two
we scared the
giant
shit out of
muscle
him.
heads are very physical and close to him all the time.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
the
and
two-
seriously
the two
threatened to
people-
drown him.
The two people that intimidated him the most are also being the most kind to him, and you guys have been pretty indifferent. So like, he's probably really fucking confused.
Me and Colin Bagram are just love bombing the shit out of this dude.
Just murder,
We're both.
ruthlessly murder one of his friends, and then take one step and like just pet his face. Like, don't worry, Doug.
We're both playing good cop, bad cop at the same time.
So after this final confrontation is when we'll work on level up.
all right.
So
Sorry, guys.
think about what you want for your character. 4 bits of you update your D&D Beyond, and I'll be able to see everything on there. Until
Sounds good.
Anthony decides to share with the class. Just send me a an updated sheet with your health points, which will roll after that. But you can at least figure out your character, your spells, and they'll take effect after a long rest. So I'm pretty
Alrighty.
sure you guys are about ready for your characters to pass the hell out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys. I gotta run, but yeah, keep in touch. Let's do this crazy thing again next week.
Hell yeah.
Later, boys.
Sounds good. Everyone gonna be here next week?
I think so.
That can be.
Yeah, let me double check.
I should be, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure I'm good.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good then, fellas. We'll do it again next week.
Word.
All right.
Night,
Talk to you
boys.
guys later.
Good night, fellas.
Have a good night.
Later.